The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
With Hanson. It's the pairing we've been waiting for our whole goddamn lives. He's saying dumb it down. Doing an Indian accent. You can't do that anymore, my love. Who cares? He's old school. Busy show tonight, dear listener, and I know we've fallen down the Celebrity Big Brother rabbit hole. It really is coming. I stand by what I say yesterday, that Hardy was wrong to say it was Roxy's responsibility to tell someone not to touch her. That, you know, the guys, you just shouldn't touch girls. But this whole thing between, and if you're not watching Celebrity Big Brother, this will mean nout to you, right? But the whole thing between Roxy, who I believe was in Emmerdale, and Ryan, who was in Coronation Street, who she is accused of assaulting her, and he's been given a warning. Well, if you believe anything you read online, and let's be honest, somewhere between 0 and 100% of everything written online is actually true. She's got previous. A lot of people are calling her out saying, she did this with me. She said I assaulted her in a job. At least 3 men have said that, and several other people have said, at last she's being seen. I've worked with her, and it's good to see her behaviour is being shown on TV.
Several other people, including women.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Busy old show tonight. We're off to Scotland straight after the show, so we've kind of got that holiday vibe. And we'll have a laugh, but we might do a little bit of heavy stuff as well. And the first thing I want to talk about, I got a tweet today. Now, normally when I get tweets from people saying, hey, this would be a really good story. Yeah, whatever. I'm busy. I'm a busy man. I've got sofas now. I need to have a doze on them. But I got this tweet from Hollie Brooks, Hollie Ann with an EB on Twitter. And it just something struck me. Something struck me. It's like, this if this is true, then this ain't great. So we had a little chat, and Hollie should be. If I click this button here, hello, Hollie.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, lovely?
I'm all right. Thank you very much indeed. Do you want to tell us what happened?
Yeah.
Go on.
God, it's been a bit crazy.
She's been on BBC Radio Essex today. That's how crazy it's been.
Fame at last.
All over the airwaves. She don't mind. Go on, what happened?
Go
Sorry.
anywhere with anyone. It's fine. So yesterday, so I'm in a wheelchair, got meningitis earlier this summer. Life pretty much sucks, but we'll deal with that.
Yeah.
I got on a Greater Anglia train yesterday going from Norwich to Colchester. and the catering cars and all of the catering equipment, I'm talking bottles of water and everything, were completely taking up my disabled passenger space. So Greater Anglia completely valued serving tea to people in first class over their disabled users.
They do pay a lot of money. Now, listen, I've got experience with wheelchairs, and we'll kind of maybe compare notes in a bit, but I've not been on a train with someone in a wheelchair. So how is the wheelchair space normally laid out? What have you got?
So I can only speak for Greater Anglia trains, the only ones I've been on, but they put you in first class, which isn't too bad on a lot of trains, because that's where they're two, and can I point out they only have 2 disabled spaces, so God forbid 3 people out of the hundreds of passengers on the train would want to travel on them.
Imagine if, disabled people were friends with other disabled people and, I don't know, they wanted a day out or something. Shame on them.
No, not allowed.
That's outrageous. So there's only 2 spaces. What is this? Where seats have been removed? Yeah,
essentially. So there's more than enough space to comfortably get a wheelchair in there.
Right.
And the one that I wanted to use was the one that ended up having all the trolleys and the space, and that has a normal seat opposite it where a companion can sit. So in my case, it was my boyfriend. I have really bad travel anxiety.
Hollie, you can't say the word normal. I don't know if you know that. You can't say that. It's outrageous. Sorry, so you wanted to sit opposite your boyfriend?
I wanted to sit opposite my boyfriend. I didn't want to talk about the weather. Just wanted to have him there to comfort me, because I have really bad anxiety when I'm travelling anyway.
Yeah.
Also,
if you get on a train,
look at his face,
you get on a train, you want to sit, and it's not. You want to sit with the person that you're travelling with. Yeah. That's not a ridiculous request.
No, completely. It's perfectly normal, especially when you're in a wheelchair and need a hand. Getting things. I need him normally to just go and get me a coffee, but it's not laziness; it's life in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
But no, they were completely blocked off by 2 catering trolleys, a load of paper bags to store their stuff in, and the space I was allocated, I was had my back to the window, facing the other window, which is really dangerous if there was a crash.
No.
So couldn't turn my wheelchair around to get it into the safe position because there was so many boxes of bottled water by my feet. It was a nightmare, and their apologies even worse.
We'll get to the apology. Oh, don't you worry. We've got plenty of time for this, Hollie. We'll get to the apology, and we'll get to the emails they have sent us, because they're great. I have to face the front if I'm on a train, otherwise I get travel sick. So normally, let's get just so I've got this clear in my head. Normally, you would be sat in a space, and would you be facing the direction of travel, or would you be facing the length of the train? Or...
Yeah, you're facing the length of the train.
Okay.
You're not facing sideways for complete,
Okay, and if you were travelling with an able-bodied person, they would generally be sat in the seat opposite you, and you'd have like a little table between you?
Yeah, a little table.
Okay.
Maybe a phone charger if you're lucky.
So why? So one of the other disabled space had this trolley, and I'll tweet the picture again in a second because I've tweeted it a couple of times. So it had the trolley that's about 5 foot tall, full of, I can see, cups and coffee and crisps and bananas and things like that.
Yep.
But so why couldn't you in the second disabled space face the direction you'd normally face?
Because they piled boxes of crisps and boxes of bottled water and everything like that. Basically, along the length of that space, there was only room for me to get my wheelchair in, kind of sideways, essentially. I couldn't turn it around. So they blocked off that space completely as well.
For me, the whole situation is stinky. But that's the really stinky bit, that you're kind of just being wedged in.
Second thought.
You're being wedged in. So how does it work? When you get on the train, I'm guessing that a guard or someone has to come and maybe put a little ramp down or help you up or something?
Yeah, so, this is also a thing that bugs me. When you're a disabled passenger, you have to book well in advance.
Yeah.
So if I woke up tomorrow morning and just wanted to jump on a train, to go into London and see friends, couldn't do that because it all has to be pre-booked. But when you do, you get to the station, make yourself known, and they've got a ramp hopefully waiting for you. There's been situations where there hasn't been a ramp waiting for me. And they wheel you up onto there and pop you into, your disabled space.
How far in advance do you have to book it?
I think the website says 12 hours. By phone, it's 24 hours. But the earlier you do it, the better, because, I've had experiences where I've had to double-check they've actually done it.
Okay, so you get wheeled in, and then you saw what the seating arrangement was. Did you say anything to the guard?
So my boyfriend was the one who realised at first kind of what was going on, and the woman on the platform had said, "Oh, we've got the catering trolleys in your space. I'm really sorry, I'm getting a staff member to move it." We got on, and my boyfriend was saying, "Why can't you move this stuff? Why can't Hollie sit, opposite me?" And the member of staff on board said, when Coach H, which is the normal catering car, and a normal catering carriage is out of order, which it was, we have to use the disabled space basically to serve coffee and tea and everything else. And he kept reiterating that it was policy, that they could not be moved. So he kept saying to us, we cannot move these trolleys, there's nowhere else to put them. And what are you supposed to say to that? I needed to get that train, I needed to be home for a certain time. What was I supposed to do? Be left stranded in Norwich of all places?
Okay. I've just retweeted the picture. If people want to go and have a look at what you're forced to say. I'm laughing because it's just ridiculous. It's just obviously not fair. Obvious. You've seen the picture, haven't you, Kath?
Yeah.
Okay. Go on, what are you going to say?
No, I've got this statement here and I'm listening to you and wishing that they'd have come on rather than told me off for the unusual approach.
We'll get to the statement and then we'll get to the second email where they tell Kath off for the way
you go into it directly.
Right. So you or your boyfriend took a picture.
Yeah.
And then what? You tweeted it?
Yeah, tweeted it just because I couldn't believe it, and tagged a couple of people in it who really kind of backed me and supported me. So the amazing Tanya Lee Davis, who's the American comedian who's had trouble with trains all across the country. An account called Agony Orty, whose real name's Sarah, who's autistic and in a mobility scooter, who's also had problems. And Tanya Lee Davis as well, who's just been so supportive to my problems in the past.
Right.
And it went crazy, rightly so, because I think people don't realise the struggle that happens as a person in a wheelchair. And I haven't been in my wheelchair long. Said I got meningitis in June this year. So I went from somebody who commuted on Greater Anglia trains every day into work in London to being somebody who's just had their eyes completely opened by what a disaster it is.
I'm going to I've just seen you've got a video there as well, so I'm just going to retweet that because you get a little slightly better sense of perspective. Okay, and so of course you tweeted Greater Anglian trains.
Yeah.
And a lot. I see that quite a few people tweeted them as well to say, "Come on, guys, this surely this must be a mistake. You're better than this." And they've tweeted a very similar reply to a lot of people, haven't they? Yeah,
they've copy and pasted a reply which implies that it's my fault for feeling upset and actually not their wrongdoing whatsoever.
I'm trying to. Let me just find their tweets. Hang on. Greater Anglian PR is the is the one, and I'd say PR disaster.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a journalist myself, and I worked in PR, and I was dismayed, and I still am actually, at their approach to the whole thing. So I think if anyone wants to pitch for the Greater Anglia account out there, then now's probably the time.
You're right. Copy and paste. So here's one. Hi, Charlie. We're sorry Hollie was upset. There are 2 wheelchair spaces on that carriage. If there had been 2 wheelchair users on board, we would have moved the trolleys to make sure they both got spaces. We're working hard to improve rail travel for people with disabilities. Here we go. And the next one. Hi, we work with a range of disabled stakeholders to try to improve rail travel for people with disabilities. This is the Greater Anglia PR Twitter. As we want to all our customers' journeys to be good. Hollie had a wheelchair space and help on and off the train, but we're really sorry she was upset by her experience. Shall we go? So I then tweeted them, and I waded. I know you've got a blue tick, but my blue tick's bigger than yours.
It is.
So I waded in with my blue tick to Greater Anglia and Greater Anglia PR and said, "Come on, guys, Hollie's coming on the show tonight. Do you want to say anything about this?" Absolutely nothing, right? And then we came into work. We got into work about 8 o'clock, and Kath opened up her work emails, which she only checks when she's at work, and you had an email from them, didn't you?
Yeah, sent at 3 o'clock.
Go on.
I understand you produce Iain Lee's show. He's just tweeted this to us, and I'd like to talk to you about this story. And then she goes into some detail. and I'm not going to read it out because she reiterates it in the final draft of the statement. So I responded, would you like...
So she basically just says the same thing that we've just read. Is that right?
Kinda. And I just said, I've only just got this. Hollie's going to be talking to Iain on tonight's show at 10. Would you like to join us, or shall I read your email to her? And then I get an email back. And you're a journalist, Hollie. Something we love is being told how to do our jobs. So here's what she said. I've just seen Ian's tweet. It's usually producers who speak to us to arrange interviews, either by phone or email, rather than by Twitter, which is why we haven't responded to his tweet. I'll send you a statement to use in the show. No one's available for interview.
And here's the thing. They would have had to have done a little bit of digging around.
To find me.
To find that you were my producer, and then find your... I don't even know your work email.
No. Also, it's 2018, and this is happening now, and it would be nice to speak to someone. So I have a statement. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah, let's have the statement.
If we must.
This is going to be a good one.
As promised, here's our comment. Just to reiterate, wheelchair users always take priority in circumstances like this. Hollie had her own designated wheelchair space, but if another wheelchair user had boarded, the trolleys would have been moved to accommodate them. OK?
So they had somewhere to put the trolleys, is what they're saying.
I should have. So here we go. A Greater Anglia spokesperson said... They didn't. They typed it after telling me off. We are sorry to hear Hollie was disappointed with her journey yesterday. Hollie had booked assisted travel at Norwich Station and staff helped her on and off the train. She had a disabled seat in first class. Several members of staff checked that she had enough room and was comfortable.
Did you have several members of staff check that you were comfortable?
No, I did not have several members of staff. When we first got on, I'm talking within like the first 30 seconds, my boyfriend, one of them had said to her, is everything okay? And he said, well, no, it's not ideal at all. And there was no response. I'm going to put it out there, Greater Anglia completely lying through their teeth. And all I want is for them to own up and say, we screwed up, we're sorry, we're going to look into this and look at how we treat our disabled users. But instead, they have this absolute backward approach to PR. And, you know, the way they've spoken to you guys is disgusting.
It is pretty lousy. Before I double down on the lying thing, they've said in there, just say, several members of staff checked that she was comfortable. How many members of staff spoke to you about whether you were comfortable or not?
One, which was a woman who was actually really understanding on the platform, who got the ramp.
OK, well then that is a lie then. If that's what they're saying, that's OK. Carry on.
Let's go to the next bit.
OK.
The train had a static trolley service instead of a cafe bar. The static trolley was located across the aisle from Hollie's seat, in an unused disabled seat. Had this area been needed during the journey, our staff would have moved the trolleys. Here's the next bit. We want all of our customers to have a good experience when travelling with us. We've recently taken a group of passengers with different needs to Switzerland, where they gave their input on our new trains, which are due to be introduced from next year. Job done then, hey?
Brilliant. Well, I don't know why I didn't get invited to Switzerland.
Go on then, what do you reckon? What do you reckon to that, Hollie?
What do I reckon to that? First off, I've had several experiences with Greater Anglia over the past, actually August in general. So they don't put disabled passengers first. I've had, like I said, at least 3 experiences, and this has been by far the worst so far. Like I said, I cannot understand why they can't own up and just say, sorry, we completely messed up. And I'm just flabbergasted that their PR continues to deny and actually continues to say, we're sorry Hollie feels upset. They're not sorry. They're sorry that I feel a certain way. Yeah. Do you know what? I no longer feel upset. I feel angry, and I feel actually really sorry for them. Whoever's not only running their PR, but people from the top all the way to the bottom who associate themselves with this company, who have no regard, no respect, and don't seem to want to educate themselves or train themselves on how to treat disabled people like humans.
Here's the thing. How much of a difference would it have made if we'd have had, let's say, Steve from Greater Anglian PR, who we could go to now, who came on and said, Hollie, we messed up, we screwed up, we're really sorry. Look, we'd love to meet up and have a chat, and you can tell us how we can improve things, and we'll, some of it we can do, some of it we won't be able to do because of the infrastructure, but we made a... Wouldn't that go a long way?
Absolutely, and when I was on BBC Essex earlier, they did have somebody on, and they did say, we sent you an email to invite you to meet with us, which they did send... It was actually not them, it was somebody else who works in the council, I think. Right. And they did send that kind of quite late yesterday. And they almost, like, the tone on the phone was like, why haven't you responded to this? And I'm thinking, excuse me, you're the last people that I want to speak to directly. I have to also be looking after my mental health right now because the whole thing is extremely stressful. This is the thing, it's not just me, Iain. I'm getting hundreds and hundreds of messages from people who've experienced this on not just Greater Anglia, but trains all across the UK.
Well, my mum's in a wheelchair, right? And I've taken her around. I've taken her around New York in the wheelchair. I've taken her around London. I've taken her, small trips and big trips. And we had a big thing on here about when I was trying to book a seat for a cinema. And, no one knows how difficult it is to get around in a wheelchair or with someone who's in a wheelchair until you've done it. Everything that able-bodied people take for granted. Everything. Booking a cinema seat. In London, going on the tube. Getting on a bus. Everything is infinitely more difficult, sometimes completely impossible, Listen, Greater Anglia, and we're going to make sure they listen to this because we're going to put this bit out as a special podcast, Holly.
Thank you.
It'll go out on Monday. And we'll tweet it, and we will tweet it at them. And I urge everybody who is listening to this to tweet this to Greater Anglia PR. And they're very welcome to come on next week and have a chat. And
they're welcome now if they're listening.
Yeah, they'll get a fair crack of the whip. I promise they will get a fair crack of the whip. But I've got to say this. The story about the way you've treated one of your paying customers... your emails to us and your decision not to come on, it's shitty. It's really shitty. It stinks to high heaven. You should be on here apologising, doffing your cap. And I just, as someone who travels with someone who needs a wheelchair, I just find the way that our wheelchair users... And we got a lot listening to this show in wheelchairs. They call in, the way that this country and these big companies treat people who need just a little bit more assistance or a little bit more space. It's disgusting. It's disgusting that there's only 2 wheelchair spaces on an entire train. It's disgusting you've got to book it up in advance, that you can't just rock up and go, yeah, I've got a wheelchair, could you help me get on? It's disgusting that you're wedged in facing sideways. But imagine if you turned up, Kath, for a seat and they said, we've got your seat, but we're going to have to put these bottles on your lap and down by your feet and you're going to have to sit sideways. It's going to be a bit cramped. Is that all right? Of course it's not all right. Of course it's not all right. Holly, as a human being... I apologise, because humanity has got it wrong, and we're looking after the wrong people.
But do you know what? I'm so thankful that, like me, you're using your voice to put this out there.
Oh, God,
because, like I said, 3 months ago, I was completely able-bodied. I was just going from kind of my job to the pub to hanging out with my boyfriend and all my friends and everything like that. Not a care in the world about any of this. And then now my whole world's changed because of an illness, and you just see it for what it is. And I won't lie, I've gone 3 months kind of with this illness and this struggle, and it hurts knowing that I'm going to have to face this time and time and time again before anything even comes anywhere near to changing.
What's the outlook, Holly? So you got meningitis?
I had viral meningitis, got sepsis as well, thought it was a cold. I was at work and thought I had really bad hay fever. Went out to a gig that night and danced the night away and had a beer and everything. And 2 days later, sepsis and meningitis. I have to, unfortunately, use the train again on Wednesday and the following week after as well to go into hospital for neurology appointments in London.
If Greater Anglia have got any brains, you'll be being wheeled on a golden ramp. They'll be holding you aloft and offering you. And what is? Are you? I'm going to ask a dumb question. Are you going to get better?
Yeah, the outlook's really good. So
okay.
What they don't exactly know what's gone wrong. So it's my left leg that basically doesn't work and kind of refuses to listen to the messages from my brain to walk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm undergoing some physio. The NHS have been just brilliant with it all.
Okay.
And I know we're talking about travel and stuff, and travel was a huge part of my life before and still is. I took a trip with Eurostar in July, so this was all booked before I got ill, and me and my boyfriend decided to go for it. Eurostar were flawless.
I bet they were, yeah.
They were incredible in how they handled me in my wheelchair and made me just feel like an absolute queen, and gave me extra wine, which, is always a bonus.
Come on, guys. What is this? That is inverted bigotry. That should not
what?
be... should not be happening. She's getting extra wine because she's disabled? That doesn't make sense.
It was a late night Eurostar. My boyfriend, who's able-bodied, got offered it as well.
All right, in that case, fine. Right. Holly, listen, what we're going to do is on Monday, this will be up as a podcast. I'll tweet you. We'll get as many people as we can to tweet this to Greater Anglia PR. Greater Anglia PR, if you're listening.
Well, perhaps I should contact them since they don't
respond
to Twitter at all because it's not 2018.
Honestly, guys, you would be very, very welcome on the show next week. You will you'll get a fair crack of the whip. You'll be given plenty of time to explain this mistake. This must be a mistake, and you'll be given plenty of time to put your hands up and explain this mistake and how you're going to make it up to Hollie, and also how you're going to make sure that this doesn't happen again for any other people unfortunate enough to need wheelchairs, so that they don't have to go through this, because it really makes Greater Anglia look a little bit stinky at the moment. Hollie, listen, thank you so much for getting in touch.
You're welcome.
And we'll speak next week. And if you hear any more, you've got your DM in me, so just send me a little message.
Will do.
Nice one, Hollie. Thank you.
Thanks.
Cheers. Ta-ta. Thank you. What a nice lady. Really, really interested. Lucy, stay there, because Lucy's called in, and I tweeted Lucy. And I tell you why. Listen, we're going to mess around tonight. Oh, I was going to mess around with Hollie, and I forgot to. Sorry. You just did the serious bit. We'll have a laugh tonight as well. Don't worry, because I know some of you are going, oh, my God, it's going all serious. But it struck a chord with me, just because of the situations I've been in with my mum, and I've had to kind of kick up a stink every now and then. And when I tweeted this, I kind of tweeted as well, has anybody else had experiences like this? And the number of people who got in touch, the horrific things that had been said to them, or said supposedly out of earshot about them, or tweeted to them, or it's incredible. It's incredible. And Lucy's one of the kind people who told me just the most horrific thing. If you have been in that situation, either as yourself, or maybe you have been with someone in a wheelchair, and you face something like Hollie did, or something different, or just people being assholes, give us a call, because I think it's important, because for a start, I'm never going to be a black man. I'm never going to be a gay man. I could be a man in a wheelchair at some point. You know, it's something that could happen to all of us. It could happen to all of us on the way home tonight. It's a really important thing. And I don't think that we as a society are aware enough of the bigotry and the discrimination and the hatred that some people get just because they're in a wheelchair, or just because their arms are a bit short, or just because they look a little bit... The hatred they get. It's incredible. If you want to share any of those stories tonight, you'd be very welcome to. I'd also get it if you didn't want to share them because you're a bit embarrassed or ashamed of what was said, or you just want to feel... That's cool, man, and we'll still mess around. But 0344 499 1000. Lucy, stay there. You'll be the next person on. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Unfiltered night talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000. Lucy, I'm sorry I kept you waiting for ages.
It's okay.
And I know that you were very nervous and anxious about calling, so I apologise for that. Now, you're one of the people that tweeted me, and you gave me an example. I'm guessing you've had a few examples of something that was said to you. Do you want to tell us what happened?
Yeah, quite a few. So I've been in a wheelchair. Well, they discovered I was in a wheelchair since I was about 2, 3, sort of toddling age.
Yeah.
And I wasn't toddling. So I've sort of grown up with this, sadly, for quite a long time. And it actually happened. It's always when I'm on my own. It's never when I'm with people.
Right.
And my mum had gone to have a haircut, and I was wandering around town just doing a bit of shopping while I was waiting for her. And this wouldn't have bothered me if 10 minutes before, a guy, I was carrying loads of shopping bags, and this guy approached me and said, "Let me help you." And I thought he was going to try to help me with the bags.
Yeah.
I was like, no, it's fine. I come on. It looks like I was struggling, but I was fine. And he went, no, and put his hands on my legs and said, Jesus has forgiven you. I can heal you.
Oh.
And I just went, can you get your hands off me? And he went, what? I said, can you get your hands off me?
Oh.
And he's just sort of looking at me, took his hands away from me. And so I thought, I'm going to leave the shopping centre so he can't follow me.
Hang on a minute. So were you in the wheelchair then?
Yeah.
Right. And where did he touch you?
My legs.
Which part of your legs?
My thighs.
And he said, Jesus has forgiven you?
Yeah, because they all think we're murderers, you see, those wacky people. went off. We're quite nice people, really.
Well, exactly, and also trying to escape in a wheelchair from a murder scene, that's going to be...
it's
going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky.
Yeah.
Jesus has forgiven you. That is outrageous.
Yeah. So that was that, and I just thought, I'll just go. I'll just move away. So I sort of went away, and as I was going away, there was a man and a woman. I don't know how old he was, like late 50s, early 60s, something like that. And as I walked past him, I was rushing to get out.
Yeah.
And as I walked past him, he went turned to his wife, and muttered under his breath, "Oh, look at that! Don't you think somebody should have put her out of her misery and shot her?" And I just kept going, and I thought, no, do you know what? I'm not going to. So I turned back round.
Yes! Yes!
I don't know where I got this from, Ian. It was just like... Ugh.
Rage.
And I turned back round and I went, do you realise I've just heard everything you said? And he just kind of looked at me and was smirking. And I said, you what, love? And I said, I've realised, I've heard everything you've just said. And he said, oh, I don't care, kind of thing. I was smirking at me, which made me even more angry because I was like, people don't say that. And I said, what part of me looks like, I take pride in my appearance, I dye my hair and I put my face on, I don't wear jogger bottoms out of the house and all this kind of stuff. And I said, well, what part of me looks like I've given up? And he didn't say anything. And then I turned to his wife and I said, what on earth did you do in a former life to end up with somebody like that? Then I rang my mum, nearly in tears, and said, can you come and meet me in Marks and Spencer's? And went and sat by the Percy Pigs, don't move.
Sorry, did you say you went and sat by the Percy Pigs?
It's the best place to sit.
I was hoping that my mum would take pity on me and buy me a bag of Percy Pigs.
How old, Lucy, how old were you when that happened?
Probably, it's quite recent, probably about 26, 27.
Okay.
I'm 31 now, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flip, I just cannot get... I feel like... Listen, I know I have no reason to, but I feel like I want to say sorry on behalf of all decent, normal, and say normal, I mean people who aren't bigoted, decent people, because that is outrageous.
It's not my generation that I have the problem with. It's people of an older generation who, think we should have been smothered at birth and things like that. And you just think that is horrendous. I mean, I have grown up in a wheelchair. Well, I'm not, grown up sort of disabled, so I've never known any different. So I don't tend to notice people staring or gawping anymore. But when I'm with if I go out with my friends, they're like, why are they staring at you? Why? I mean, my friends have had people behind bars in pubs say, should your friend really be drinking in that condition? And my friend sort of says, she's not pregnant, she's disabled. And if I don't go back with a pint, she'll bite me. So he's very good hearing about it. But you just think, and I'm quite open and honest about my disability. I'll sort of answer any question that anybody has got, because I've heard all the stupid questions in the book.
I tell you, one of this is going to be a weird sentence, but one of the good things about my mum being in a wheelchair, she's got MS, and she's got it really badly, and she lives in a care home now. And one of the good things about that is my boys, ever since they were babies, have been taken regularly to an environment where there are lots of people who have different degrees and different depths of varying physical disabilities, some from quite mild to some to very, very extreme. And so my boys are completely used to it. They are completely used to it. Sometimes there might be a new resident who is, whose body is contorted in a new way, and they might have a little look, but they're cool with it. Not scared by it. They know that some people are ill or have been in an accident or something has happened in their life that means they can't do things that other people can do, and perhaps they can do slightly different things. Yeah. And it's interesting you say it's a generational thing as well.
Yeah, I once had a little boy who was about 6 or 7. I was in the supermarket, sort of minding my own business, and he was looking at me, and I sort of smiled at him and waved at him. And instead of coming over and making a big thing about, why you're in a wheelchair, he just said, hello, I've got this new game that my mummy's bought me, and was talking to me about this game, and then he just sort of went, why are you in a wheelchair?
Brilliant.
So I told, and that was that was the first time that had happened, and I was like, that is brilliant.
That is
You know,
great.
I once heard a little girl, I walked past a woman and a little girl, and the little girl said, "Wow, Mummy, is she a transformer?" I was like, "No, but that is cool. I'm having that. I'm having that one."
How often would you? I'm assuming that the healing, laying on of healing hands, and you should have been smothered, shot at birth or whatever, happening close together was that they're quite extreme ones.
Yeah, they are very extreme. They don't really happen. They used to probably when I was growing up a little bit, a little bit more. That where you get the staring and my mum would get the comments like, you know, she should have been smothered and all that kind of thing. It used to really upset my mum because, of course, it would, wouldn't it? But it's not really. But it's always when I'm on my own. It's never when I'm with people. It's always if I go out on my own, or you know, if somebody's gone away from me, that somebody will. And I often say to them, if I'm out, I can spot a weirdo from a mile off. So Hey, hang
on, Lucy. You shouldn't be judging. Don't call them weirdos. Come on now.
You
be
know,
inclusive.
They're a little bit weird, aren't they? Really, to be fair, they're not all there. But I can spot a weirdo. So if I'm with my friends or whatever, I go, "Can you just look like you're talking to me, please?" deep in conversation, because then they won't come anywhere near. But if they look like, I can go and speak to her.
Yeah, you know why?
They will.
Because to them, you can't hear because of that wheelchair.
Yeah. Completely. I'm completely sick. I don't understand anything.
It's the does she take sugar thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The number of times I've been out with my mum, Lucy, in a shop, but I remember. And this is when she was able to kind of talk and answer for herself much better than she can now. She can now to a certain extent, but this was years ago. And took to the optician, and I said, "I've just brought my mum in because she wants to get some glasses." And so I started just looking around, and then the optician said, "Sorry, what type of glasses does she want?" And I said, "Well, I haven't got a clue. She's there. Why don't you ask her? I'm going to go in the shop next door." And I walked out because I knew Mum could handle her situation. I walked out, and it is that strange thing, Lucy. People suck. As a human being, I'm sorry that you have to endure stuff like that.
Ian, for every weirdo there is out there who's a bit of a knobhead. I know there are plenty of people out there who are really kind and inspiring, and my Twitter feed 9 times out of 10 is the majority is very supportive. So
good.
I'm just starting out a new venture. I'm going to have a YouTube channel.
Oh no! You mentioned this. When has this started yet?
So, I was today was my last day at work. I was made redundant today.
Oh.
So I've left my job, and I literally cannot put up with people not really giving me a fair shake of the stick when I go for interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
So I've decided to sort of become a bit of a vlogger.
Oh.
I think I'm a little bit too old, but we'll give it a go. So I've got a little GoPro that I'm going to attach to my wheelchair, so you get a bird's eye view of what it's like to be in a chair.
Brilliant.
You get people sort of reactions without them really knowing that, there's a
and have you started posting any videos yet, or is that coming?
I will, the next sort of week or two I'm going to look at doing proper
when it's up and running, tweet me the link and we'll retweet it. And I tell you what, why don't we give it a month or so, 3 or 4 weeks, so you've got a bit of stuff go up there, and then come back on and we'll chat about what you've got and what you found out, and we'll give it a plug.
That would be great. I'm called the Four-Wheeled Wonder Woman.
The Four-Wheeled Wonder Woman.
Yes, they are.
All right. Hey, listen, Lucy, I know you're a bit anxious about coming on, but thank you very much. And listen, if you're up to it, we'll speak again in a month or so.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Cheers, my dears. Ta-ta.
Okay.
Bye-bye. What a nice lady. What nice people. What nice people these people in wheelchairs seem to be. Who'd have thought? I want them sat in separate carriages on trains. They disgust me. Isn't it terrible?
It is, and I do kind of wonder. Lucy was saying generational. I do wonder, right? My kids now are used to seeing people. There are kids at school, mainstream school, using wheelchairs. Yeah. My daughter's got kids in her class who need a bit of extra help. That's how she puts it, right? And I wonder whether things will change now that there's a bit more integration. I
think so. I remember being about six at school, and we had this big thing today. Some spastic children coming in. And I'm saying the word because that was the word that was used. I apologise, I'm offended. I won't say it again, but that was the word that was used if I was 6, that was 1979.
Yeah.
All right, that was the word that used. We've got some children coming in, and they're all a little bit different. And I remember we had a load of kids came in, and we were playing with like these straws that you had to connect. And I remember feeling really uncomfortable about it. I felt really uncomfortable. And I ended up playing with this kid, and he was a nice lad, of course. But I felt very uncomfortable. And then they never came back again, and we never saw them again, and that was it.
Yeah.
But also there was no conversation afterwards. There was nowhere for my uncomfortable feet. It's the first time I really spent time with severely disabled people. And there was nowhere for that uncomfortable feeling to be discharged, to be let out, to be discussed, and to be reprogrammed. So I had that uncomfortable feeling for a long time around disabled people. It was a nice idea, but it was executed in a really poor way.
An example of that from my school. I think it was every Wednesday or Thursday, the kids from the local Macmillan home used to come in and have their lunch.
Right.
We didn't see those kids any other time. We didn't know them. And I've got to be honest with you, they used to bring them into the canteen and people didn't want to sit near them.
No, of course not.
Because, of course, the way they eat, is different.
Yeah.
Some of them need help. Some of them were feeding themselves. It was quite messy sometimes. Yeah. And none of us knew what to do with it because we'd not been prepared for it. And like you say, there was no conversation around it at all. It was just these kids would pitch up and then they'd leave.
Nice idea, but you're right. I think it is changing significantly. Say, my kids are blessed having a mum in a care home because they've seen everything, and they go, we'll have questions like, how does Nanny Linda have a bath? And I say, right, well, I'll take you to the bath, How does she go to the toilet? Well, I'll show you the hoist system that she uses. Can we drive her wheelchair? Well, yeah, OK, go on. So they're used to it. And anyway, thank you, Lucy, because I know you were anxious about that.
She was brilliant, though. You would never know.
I'm looking forward to seeing a YouTube channel. We'll get her on in a few weeks and have a look at that. 0344 499 1000. You can share your stories about that, or you can phone up and just dick around. Honestly, it's going to be one of those shows tonight. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 with Iain and Kath on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000. Let's go to David. Good evening, David.
Hey up, Iain. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks, mate. What you got for us?
I'd just like to say what a lovely lady she was. Who was on before.
She was great. She was considering she was. I think I can say she was bricking it. She came across very confidently. I'm looking forward to.
I want to send her
again.
some Percy Pigs.
Yeah. There's another point I'd like to find. Not a point I want to talk about, but I'd like to say that.
Yeah, go on.
Most of the breakthroughs in technology and discoveries it's been disabled people who's...
Wow, this is a sweeping statement. I've got to ask you to back this up with facts.
Yeah, and that's absolutely true.
Well, go on then, give me... OK, hang on. So he's saying that most breakthroughs in technology have been done by disabled people.
OK.
OK, Stephen Hawking. Well, what breakthrough in technology did Stephen Hawking do?
Astrology. Physics.
OK, well, it's not... OK, right, we'll give you physics.
Yeah.
Give us another one.
But that's not what I want to talk about.
Okay, hang on a minute. Come on, give us at least one more.
There's lots of them. Check it out for yourself.
No, you've told me. You've told me. Just give me one more disabled person that's done a breakthrough in technology.
Me.
Oh. Weren't expecting that, were you?
I was not expecting that. Well, OK, not a question I'd normally ask, but what is your disability?
Right, years ago I was working with the homeless and I contracted TB. And I thought I had lung cancer, and obviously I didn't. And I let it get to a really bad stage, and it's permanently damaged my lungs forever.
I'm sorry to hear that. And what breakthrough in technology have you developed?
To survive.
To survive?
Yeah.
OK. So when you said...
The thing I'd like to talk to you about, though...
OK. Is this next thing based in bullshit as well? Yes.
Is a multi-trillion... dollar industry called the nuclear power industry.
Yes, I've heard of it.
At the moment, the Pacific Ocean is actually near death.
It's no wonder the Pacific Ocean is blue. You know that song?
There are 400 tons of highly radioactive nuclear being dumped into the Pacific Ocean every day for the last 7.5 years.
Yeah.
One of them elements is called tritium.
Okay.
Which is it's radioactive hydrogen, basically.
Okay.
If it gets on your skin, it won't penetrate your skin, but it will evaporate into the clouds and it'll rain down onto your crops.
Tritium.
Tritium.
T-R-I-D...
Tritium. T-R-I-D-I-U-M.
Okay, because it's saying on Google that Tritium is an American computer company.
No, it may be.
Okay, all right.
It's called tritium anyway. It's radioactive hydrogen.
Yes.
Actually, but if it's inhaled,
yeah,
or ingested,
yeah,
then it is twice as damaging to DNA.
Catherine?
Tritium.
It's called tritium.
Than X-rays or gamma rays.
Right. Okay.
So you can imagine how many tons of that shit's been dumped into the Pacific Ocean, but our media's not even reporting on it or nothing.
Since tritium is a low-energy beta emitter, it's not dangerous externally, but it can.
Not externally, no.
But it can be a radiation hazard when inhaled, ingested via food or water, absorbed through the skin.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many people have died of tritium?
I don't know, because no one's done a survey on it.
Okay, so maybe no one's died.
Well, if it's going in all the food chain, because obviously everyone's eating fish and most of our oxygen also comes from the ocean.
Yep, I know that. The fungus.
70%.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, if our ocean dies, the planet may die. But no one's even reporting on it.
The planet's dying, man. Forget it. The planet's over.
But no one can clean up this mess. Nobody.
Right. So what do you want me to do about it?
Well, I'm
a radio host.
It's not cheap, is it?
I can't fix it.
It's not cheap, is it? It's the price of a planet.
Well, the planet's dead. It's over. We lost that one.
But
here's the thing. When I was
make a difference.
No, listen. When I was, I'll tell you what my outlook on the world is. Forget it, right? Because when I was in New York, we went to the American American Museum of Natural History. They don't call it the Natural History Museum. They've got to put all the words. So it's the American Museum of Natural History, right? Yep. And we paid extra to go to the planetarium. I've never been to. I don't think I've been to a planetarium to watch a film narrated by their Dr. Brian Cox, a guy called.
I know Brian Cox. Yeah, he was in that group D-Ream.
D-Ream, yeah, but it's their version of Brian Cox.
Turns out he lied. It's not going to get better.
Okay, guys, we're going on a tangent. We really, Ian's being serious, and he's talking. Narrated by Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think his name is. He's the American Brian Cox, right? Mm-hmm. And it's about how the universe was created, and did you know the universe was expanding at a constant speed for billions of years, and then about 5 billion years ago it started slowing down. That is nuts, right? No one knows why.
No,
but here's the thing, right?
You said it's speeding up.
No, it's not. It's slowing down.
All right.
Well, maybe it's speeding up. It's one of the two.
Oh my God!
Speeding up.
It's one of the two.
Yeah, it's accelerating.
Okay, it's one. But it was a steady. It was a steady pace for billions of years, and then 5 billion years later, it either sped up or slowed down. One of the two. That's not important, right?
Well, it is a bit important.
It's not.
Yeah.
Right. And here's the thing. Right. Here's the thing.
Like an elastic band.
Here's the thing. We've got to see a map of the universe, right? Yeah. Some people think the universe is infinite, even though it's expanding. There's your head blown already, right? But here's the thing. Earth is going to end like that in the blink of an eye. In the blink of an eye, in terms of the existence of the universe, the Earth is going to go. And I'm sat there watching this, thinking, stuff it.
But you've heard of a multiverse, though.
I'm going to get some straws and plastic bags. It doesn't matter. The Earth is dead. The Earth is already dead. So let's just enjoy it.
There's no such thing as dead. It's quantum physics.
I'll quantum physics you in a minute. If there's no such thing as dead, then why do you want to save the planet?
Why? Because it's wrong, isn't it?
It's wrong.
Oh, he's right. He's got you there.
I've got to come back from that.
Yeah, I've got a good point, Marion.
I've got a great point. It's over, and I'm watching this film. First of all, I'm feeling bad for my kids, and then I'm thinking, who cares? This is game over. We're such an insignificant. Or you can look out your window tonight, right? And you'll see planets exploding. You'll see planets exploding. You don't even need a telescope. You will see planets explode. You'll see. It's almost like video footage of planets exploding billions of years ago. That's what you're going to see. And there'll be some weirdo from space version of Nottingham called Space David X who'll be watching one day in a billion light years away, and he will see Earth exploding and going, what is that?
What was he talking like that for?
That's alien.
From Nottingham.
Alien accent.
Yeah, alien from Nottingham.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey up, duck.
Isn't it?
Yeah, all right, me duck.
Yeah, all right, me duck.
We won the other night. We beat Newcastle 3-1.
I'm thrilled.
Aye. All right, David, thanks for that, man. It's something to think about.
Ian, can I give you a tip for a good book to read.
Did you say Oi, Ian?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Oi, me duck.
Oh, okay, go on. It better be a good book. If I've read it, I'm going to come to Nottingham and execute you.
Okay. An Indigenous Peoples Guide to the United States of America.
Oh.
Gosh, that sounds like a thrill.
Have a read of it.
I've got to read the Robin Williams biography first, but thank you, David. I'll certainly... OK. What an hour! I know. What an hour of radio. That was like a proper radio show. People are listening going, wow, these guys have got professionalis. Just time for me to say that after this show, correct, Catherine and I are travelling to Edinburgh for our tour of the Highlands. We're actually not going to the Highlands, we're just going to Scotland. I don't think Glasgow and Edinburgh are the Highlands. No. So we are going to be in Edinburgh tomorrow doing a 4 p.m. show. You'd be very welcome to come along. If you buy a ticket, your chances. There
will be a few tickets available on the door.
There's a few tickets left, guys. But if you want to buy them, we're at the Stand Comedy Club tomorrow at 4 till 6. And then afterwards we'll be sticking around for half an hour taking pictures and saying hello and shaking hands and all of that stuff. And then on the Sunday... same time, 4 p.m, we're going to be at the Stand Comedy Club in Glasgow. Getting quite a few tickets left.
Yeah, if you're very lucky.
Yeah, we've just released another 200 tickets for each venue. So, let's just say, huddle close to the front of the stage.
Or you can move about and put your bag on a seat.
You can, if you want. If you can walk around and laugh so it sounds full, that'd be great. But so we're going to be in Edinburgh tomorrow and we're going to be in Glasgow on Sunday. It'd be really, really nice to see you. We're really looking forward to coming. We hopefully we're going to stream the shows on Periscope, but we've been informed there might be a problem with the Wi-Fi. So we might be streaming on Periscope. We might be able to take Skype phone calls. We might not. Either way, we're going to have a good old show. So if you want to get those tickets, if you go to iainlee.com/event, then that would be absolutely fantastic. Otherwise, you can buy a ticket on the door. Tomorrow, Saturday, 4 p.m, the Stand in Edinburgh. And Sunday, 4 p.m, the Stand in Glasgow. We'll be done by 6:30 at both venues, so come and get it while it's hot. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
He has made a covenant with the night, and with the darkness he is in agreement.
Uncut, after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Hiya, it's Catherine. Ian's going to be back in just a second, but in the meantime, you can give us a ring, 0344 499 1000, or you can send us a text message to 87222, and you just need to put talk at the beginning of your message, and it'll cost you 25p plus your standard network rate. Or you can tweet me like Alistair has. I'm Flipping Kath with no G, and Ian is obviously Iain Lee, all one word. Alistair says, I'm disabled. I've been told I'd committed crimes in a past life and a sinner. Been told I must let Jesus into my life to cure me. I've been spat at, physically attacked, publicly humiliated, and I've never understood such hate towards others. Alistair there reacting to a conversation we were having with Hollie earlier on, who had an unfortunate experience travelling on Greater Anglia yesterday, and she's not really getting much love back from Greater Anglia. They don't seem to be taking on board what she's trying to say to them. She's sort of squashed on behind a load of boxes and stuff. So if you want to give us a shout, 0344 499 1000. Also, thank you to Lucy, who was very nervous about ringing us up, but told us some amazing experiences she's had because she's in a wheelchair. People feel like inclined to tell her all kinds of stuff, such as you should have been shot at birth. Flipping heck. So give us a shout if you want to talk about that. We can also talk about what's going on Big Brother at the moment, because frankly, I could do with help, because I have no idea what some of the conversations today were all about. Roxanne Pallett is making no friends amongst the public. If you look on social media at the moment, loads of people gunning for her, people coming out of the woodwork from her past, suggesting that she bullied them when they were at school, suggesting that they'd made allegations against them when they worked with her, and this seems to be sort of a repeat thing. And this all stems from a play fight that was caught very briefly on camera. You can't actually see where contact is made. Some people suggesting contact wasn't made at all. Has to be pointed out that the lad she's accusing of it is not denying that he did play fight her and he did make contact. But it's all kind of kicking off. And a lot of people are suggesting that she's not doing fellow women and victims of that kind of thing, if it does happen, any good. 03444991000. I'm a bit distracted because he's just walked back in.
Oh, you sit there. This is hey, I'm Katie Puckrick. And
oh, she's so lovely.
I'm single and I'm a little bit crazy and I killed my last boyfriend.
She did not.
She did, didn't she?
No, she didn't kill him.
Okay. Okay.
She gave him some good loving.
I'm looking forward.
He didn't deserve it. As you can tell, we've become quite good friends.
This is incredible, isn't it? That we saw Katie
at Sparks
8 months ago.
Yeah, was it before you went in there?
Oh, it was before.
Was it like November?
It was before the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
We saw her at an event. It was almost a year ago. And we're too shy to speak to her. Then we saw her at another event the next day, and we went, let's go and speak to her. And now she's like your mate.
I know.
And now I can be in other parts of the world, and I can have a little look on line, and it's you and Katie Puckrick filling in for me.
I know, isn't it
what
cool?
a thrill! And she's now working with Jamie Easton.
I know, and she really enjoyed it.
Isn't that brilliant?
And the thing is,
she's
right?
so good, man.
She's brilliant.
That's it.
She needs a permanent gig at Talk Radio. Denny, if you're listening, please can we keep her? Let's swap, because I don't like you sitting there.
Okay. We are swapping seats.
George Galloway smells gorgeous, doesn't he?
He's made these headphones.
He's left a waft.
Smell like a gentleman's boutique. He really has. 03. Gosh, you have it down quiet, don't you?
Yeah, you have it dead loud.
I take it to the max because I'm hardcore. Hardcore parkour. Hardcore parkour, by the way, is the title of my autobiography coming out later in the year. Hardcore parkour is the title. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Great first hour of the show, which means the last 2 hours will be a little bit pony. No, they won't. Kate's on the line.
Thank goodness.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Kate.
Hello, Ian. Right, I'm just calling to finish off what I started a few weeks ago because I feel like I need to get this out of my system. But also, so I need to be quick because last time I was really...
No, you don't need... No, Kate messaged me...
No, it's embarrassing.
No,
embarrassing.
No, don't be embarrassed. Kate messaged me to say, is it all right if I call your show again? I don't think it went particularly well last time.
What?
Of course you can call.
You're not on my special list, Kate, so it probably was okay.
Oh, thank you. Okay, a couple of things.
Yeah,
okay, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Literally, I don't know where I am. I'm in the countryside somewhere. I've got a long drive home, so I've just been to an event. So I can't talk for long anyway. But
She sounds so mysterious, doesn't she? I don't know where I am. I can't talk for long. I've been at an event.
Yeah, but I feel like I just need to get... I just feel like I just need to call back to just finish it off.
All right, go on then.
So I'm just going to... Okay, good. Right, okay, so when I was ringing to talk about this revelation I had in July when I went to this event in London at the House of Lords, but I'm not going to go into that too... It's boring, because I'm not going to go into that, and I'm not going to ramble too much. We'll get straight to the point, cut to the chase. I met this amazing man called Errol.
Yeah.
He's in his 80s.
Yeah.
He lives in Malaysia. He's very, very nice. And he was just, well, he's my only best friend, I think. He's lovely. He's messaging me a lot, sending me little clips of things, which I'm going to get to. So basically, he was telling me all about this revolutionary way of living, which I just thought was lovely. I just wanted to share with people. And it's all about, it's actually a faith, okay, which I know is going to put some people off because that word puts people off. The faith is called the Baha'i faith.
The what faith? Sorry?
The Baha'i faith.
I've heard of that, yeah. Yeah,
There was a girl at school that was Baha'i, yeah.
Yeah,
Really? Oh, that's
I
amazing.
think... Is that the one... Is that the one where you're not allowed to kind of preach about it? You can only talk about it if someone asks you about it.
Kind of, yes. There's no status in it at all.
Yeah, I had a girl at university who was... in fact, I dated her for a little while who was
Right.
that. Yeah.
It's honestly, it's life-changing. But he's teaching me about it as we go on. He messages me every few days and he sends me a new clip. So I feel like I'm getting sort of real-time lessons with him, which is really nice. And he rang me last week as well, actually, which was really sweet. He told me to start buying property, which was...
Start buying property?
Yeah, he just said, you need to start buying property, do them up and sell them on, flip them over. And what was the other thing he said I should do? I need to be training young people. Anyway, he's a lovely man, got lots of ideas. The things I picked up on the night, which were just lovely and beautiful, and they have been life-changing for me, are number one, we are here, not for ourselves, but to serve mankind.
Right. Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's literally like taking the attention away from yourself and putting it onto other people. Point number two, and this is, I think, probably my favourite one, give without ever expecting anything in return. Yep,
I like that.
Which I love, which it completely is a real game changer. And 3, which is the one I kind of added into it, which has nothing to do with the Baha'i faith, which is one that I just kind of made up the other day, which was, I think it's important to kind of keep a sense of balance. So I think you should find the music within you and learn to dance to your own tune.
Oh.
And I think if you do those 3 things together, I'm telling you now, if anyone's listening is having a hard time, it will really help them.
The first 2 I get. The third one, the first 2 are great. Great. The third one feels a little bit non-specific, and I don't quite...
wishy-washy. Yeah, maybe it's just my one then. Ignore number 3. Just take number 1 and 2. That's
all right, that's fine. Number 1 and 2 are great. They make perfect sense. What's that? Have you read that book? And it's a hippy-dippy book, but actually it's all right. Is it The 4 Agreements?
The 4 Agreements?
Have you read that? It's a good book. A therapist I had ages ago told me to read it, and it's great. And I can't remember what the 4. I need to read it again. But it's 4 sort of rules that you agree to live your life by, and you read it and you go, oh yeah, that makes sense. And it's like, just one is like, don't say bad things about other people. I can't remember. Has anyone read that? 03444. Hang on a minute. Let me Google it. Let me get rid of dumping of tritium. The 4 Agreements. Okay. What are the 4 Agreements? It's a book by Don Miguel Ruiz. Okay. The 4 Agreements are: be impeccable with your word.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Don't take anything personally.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Don't make assumptions.
Yeah.
Always do your best.
Yeah.
Now, they're pretty good. It goes into a bit more detail.
Yeah.
But if you... and the theory is, and as you're reading the book, it kind of makes sense. If you do those 4 things, you'll be all right. Other people do is up to them. It's their thing. But your side of the street is clean.
You've got to keep your side clean. I agree with that.
Yeah.
The other thing I think as well, like, when you're thinking about serving mankind and giving without ever expecting anything in return, if you're having a low moment, something's happened at work or whatever, wherever it is, and you're just really fed up, instead of going into that fed up feeling, you think, right, I'm just going to go and do something for someone else. It could be anything, and it just completely changes the route of your day.
Yeah.
It just changes everything. I just think it's beautiful.
I dig it. I think it's something that 20 years ago I would have laughed at, but as I get older and now the next chapter of my life begins in this house on my own, and, really reevaluating where I went wrong in my marriage, and reevaluating my relationship with my kids, and kind of looking towards, the next 10, 20 years of my life. All of this stuff is great. Now I've moved into the country. I personally, maybe some people could take this stuff on board when they're living in the city. I don't know, I couldn't. But now I'm in the country, everything is a little bit slower. That what you're saying makes perfect sense, Kate.
Good. Well, that was the reason I rang up last time.
All right, wicked.
I didn't get to it.
Well, we got there tonight. And you can call any time you want.
That's very kind. Thank you so much.
Cheers,
All
Kate.
the best.
Ta-ta. Bye-bye. 0344 499 1000. Didn't get the dancing one, but then she was gracious enough to say, all right, forget that one, focus on the first 2. I like that.
Because dance to your own tune just means do what pleases you, doesn't it? And that sometimes can be used by knobheads to justify their knobwifery. I mean, I would suggest that instead of the 4 agreements, you just have don't be a dick.
Come on. Well, OK, so this was... Now, I'm going to... OK.
We all know when we're going there, so don't...
Talk about dancing to your own rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
I've not heard this yet. I don't know what the audio will be like, but it was Aretha Franklin's funeral yesterday? Today, right. And apparently the changing of the guards at Buckingham Palace. Have you heard it?
Yeah, incredible.
Have a listen?
Yeah, so good.
So this is the changing of the guards outside Buckingham Palace today. This is great. It's the band of the Welsh Guards, before people correct me. The conductor's got a little wiggle in his ass.
Oh, he's giving it some.
I bet the drummer loved that little fill as well, because they normally get a bit boring stuff on. This is great!
What we want is the Queen coming out to the balcony and taking it to church.
Philip coming out with boot polish on.
Oh, God, he would.
Doing the hands. It's great. It's lovely. You know what? They should have done it 2 weeks ago. When she was still alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the thing.
I think they do the hits quite often, but obviously they're... maybe it took some practice. I mean... I don't imagine it's one that's normally in their catalogue.
That's good, though.
They can play, can't they?
Those guys can play, and then they can kill. It was Moida. Hey, what's this about Heart to Heart, the Heart to Heart man, Robert Wagner?
Oh, yeah, I was reading about
Robert
it yesterday.
So, for his wife...
Natalie Wood.
Died on a boat, mysteriously.
Yeah, the Splendour.
Him, Christopher Walken, and... Was there anyone else on the boat? A couple of others?
Yeah, the captain.
All right.
So the captain's come out.
And this was like 50 years ago?
Yeah.
It happened a long time ago. Maybe even... That would be about 50s. It would have been in the 60s, wouldn't it? And... He's kind of, the story was she got drunk and she tried to get off the boat and she drowned.
Oh, well, they had a famously stormy relationship.
Yeah.
There's been some speculation as to what Walken was, what his involvement was, but we know that they had a row.
The rumour was that he'd caught, that Wagner had caught her snogging or fancying or doing something with Walken, so there was a big bust-up and she then got drunkenly tried to get off the boat and drowned. But then it's in and out. It's been floating this thing for years. Was she murdered?
Yeah.
Is it Robert Wagner?
Yes.
Yeah. Did Robert Wagner, from Heart to Heart and stuff, and the Austin Powers, did he murder her? And it was like, yeah, no, he didn't. Well, maybe he did. No, he didn't. Maybe he did. But it's come up again, hasn't it?
Yeah, and actually it only happened in 1981.
No.
Yeah, I thought it was 60s thing, so did I. No, 1981.
Oh.
November 28th, 1981.
Wow.
And this is...
Was it Moida?
Conversation that someone's had with Dennis Deverne, who was one of only 4 people on board the Splendour. So it was the 3 actors, and Dennis Deverne, who was the captain. And this is what's written in the Mail, written by Hannah Moore for thedailymail.com. During the weekend, the trio of actors and their captain spent on the boat. Deverne claims they'd been fighting terribly, with Wood asking the captain to take her away and trying to call a seaplane to escape, and Wagner arguing with Walken about his attitude towards Wood. Deverne told producers of The Fatal Voyage, The Mysterious Death of Natalie Wood, that the night Wood disappeared, all 3 actors were arguing when the actress stormed out and went to her room. He claims Walken also stormed out and went to his cabin at the end of the boat, while Wagner stayed where he was and began to drink with the captain. Eventually, Wagner went to check on his wife, and Deverne claims a scuffle broke out between the pair. When the captain went to investigate, he claims Wagner told him to go away. Afterwards, he believes that Natalie was killed and thrown overboard. Now, the official account was that she'd gone off in the dinghy,
in the what?
drunk, a dinghy.
A dinghy?
Yeah, how would you say it?
Dinghy.
Yeah, but I also say hanger.
Huh? For what?
Coat hanger.
Oh, my God. Rubber dinghy?
A dinghy.
A dinghy?
A dinghy.
A dinghy.
Wait, why are you making this weird?
Because you're making it weird by speaking in your weird language.
Says Mr. Milk. Deverne claims...
My youngest boy asked for a glass of milk the other day. It's too late.
Deverne claims he eventually made his way back to the back of the ship, where he found Wagner at the swim steps and noticed Wood and the dinghy were missing. At this point, Deverne claims he tried to start a search for Wood.
Deverne and Shirley.
I saw the dinghy was missing and fired up the engines to start searching, he told the podcast.
He was looking for Wood?
Stop it, this is serious.
I know.
But RJ, which is the name he calls Wagner, said, no, let's not do that. Let's just stay. Let's have another bottle of wine.
Oy.
Deverne says when Wood's body was found, it was him and not Wagner who was left to identify her.
Didn't it make you think?
The next morning, Natalie's body was found near the dinghy about half a mile from the Splendour. And he talks about it later on. And he says that she couldn't drive the dinghy, so she wouldn't have gone off. Well,
I wish you wouldn't say dinghy.
I can't help it, that's how I say it.
That's really ruining the story for me.
She couldn't drive it, and he thought it was very odd, and it struck him that RJ and Walken went by helicopter back to the mainland, and I had to identify the body. And he feels like they didn't want him to talk about it.
Wow.
It crossed my mind they didn't want me to say anything about what happened on the Splendour, he said. Police reopened the case into Wood's death on February this year, and Wagner has been named as a suspect. Well, actually, they're calling him a person of interest because he was the last person to see her.
They should torture him.
But he won't speak to the authorities.
No, of course not. So they should kidnap him and tie him... Sorry?
What, like you just kidnapped my water?
Hmm?
I can't believe that.
Oh, that talk of dinghies was getting me thirsty.
You were just distracting me while you necked my drink.
Yeah. Well done. You missed the bin 2 feet away. They should...
You mean the bingy?
They... Just go to the break, please.
The wild man of late night radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number.
Wow.
I thought there's a 5 in there somewhere. Evening, Pablo.
Hip, 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 how do?
Very well, mate. What you got for us?
Sorry, I got distracted and disorientated there.
Can I just say, by the way, hang on a minute. Can I just say, right?
Yeah.
Martin Kelner's obviously doing a thing where people send in titles of films, but that are changed to be about detectives, right? And one has really, really annoyed me because, where is it? Hang on, I want to find it and I want to do it properly. Right. Hang on. Oh, God. Oh, dear. You know that person who keeps tweeting us? Right, now tweeting me, despite blocking me, saying, does Iain and Kath know about the wheelchair restrictions at the Stand Club? Yeah, we do. We know that it's tricky for wheelchairs to get there. We didn't know when we booked it, but we know it. So, yeah, thanks. Why is that woman still listening to us?
Because she likes telling us off.
Isn't she? I can't wait for her to turn up on Sunday and be evicted from the area. She ain't coming to the show. And I look forward to a deluge of insane tweets about us. Where is this thing? So someone's done a Carry On film. Let me find it. As a detective, with a detective in it, right?
Okay.
There's an obvious one. There's an obvious one to do, and they've not done it.
Isn't already a Carry On detective?
No.
One of the early ones, one of the first few.
Shut up. Right. So they've done. Right. So Detectives Film Club, right, on Martin Kelner at 1 o'clock. Okay. So they've done. Is it just gone again? Where has it gone? Anyway, okay. I remember what it is. So they've done one with a detective in. What have they done? There's a really obvious Carry On film you can change to to have a detective's name in the title very, very easily. Do you know, Pablo? There's a very easy Carry On film with just a change of dropping 2 letters and adding a letter. You can make it to be a Carry.
Oh, so the last one they did, that wasn't really a Carry On film.
Go on.
Carry On Columbus.
Becomes?
Carry On Columbo.
Correct!
Right.
Someone's done Carry On Campion. Now, I'm guessing Campion's a detective.
Yeah.
But that's stretching it. When you've got Carry On Columbo staring you in the face and you go for Carry On Campion... Martin, he's asleep upstairs, but this will hang in the ether. Martin, don't read that Carry On Campion out because you're better than that.
No, instead have The Morse Whisperer.
Have
they?
Yeah, someone's done that.
Oh.
Someone's done that.
Oh, I'm disappointed in myself.
Room at the Cop.
I'm trying to think of something with Poirot involved, but I can't.
Yeah,
there is a Poirot one. Someone's done it. Hill Street Blues Brothers.
Poirot?
Sorry?
What, K. Poirot from K-Pax doesn't work.
No.
K-Pax? You're doing K-Pax? First of all, you can't mention any film starring Spacey.
I apologise.
And also, K-Pax is Pony.
It is terrible.
Anyway, what you got for us, Pabs?
Just say Catherine. I spoke to Catherine and Katie the other week before going away on their family holidays to the lakes.
You did.
And I'm now back from the lake.
And how was it?
It was grand, yeah, it was all good.
Good.
Very nice.
Did you all do your own thing, or did you all clump together?
A bit of a mixture. It was kind enough. Lots of walking. The grandparents took the kids off when we did a mountain and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it was very nice. And even though we didn't get to where you'd mentioned, is it Elsa Water? No, where was
Grasmere.
it? Grasmere.
Yeah.
We weren't able to get there because we were in the Elsa Water area. But on one walk, whilst it was quite rainy, we passed a little farmhouse and they were selling little tray bakes that they'd made, one of which was like a lovely gingerbread, very nicely crisp on top, and it was perfect. And it was a lovely little bag.
Was it an honesty box?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Should have
we
crapped in
paid
it.
in full.
Oh, don't be horrible.
Should have crapped in their honesty box. That's what I'd have done, idiots.
Well,
what was
as I say, and as I said to the family, is that it is directly connected to a farm, and farmers still have access to rifles on occasion.
They do.
Even if they're not supposed to. They'll have a rifle somewhere. Of
course they will.
You don't want to mess with an honesty box connected to a farm.
So, was the weather drizzly or was it hot?
Why are we talking about the weather?
No, it's important.
On Pablo's holiday.
Let me continue this
All
line of
right,
inquiry.
this better be going somewhere.
Go on.
Carry on, Columbo.
It was nice on the first day, rainy on the second
Good.
day, and then generally all right for the rest
Good.
of the time.
It has to rain in the Lake District. That's when it's best.
The rules.
When seen from underneath a cagoule hood.
That's why we did a big walk. We did a big walk when it was rainy with the kids and everything.
We're just dissecting a bloke I don't know. We're just dissecting his holiday.
Yeah.
Flipping it. Is this what late night radio's come to?
You were talking earlier on to a bloke
It was lovely.
who thinks the universe is, expanding or contracting, but we're not sure. This at least is specific.
The universe expanding or contracting is relevant to me. Pablo going to the Lake District and shame on you for this, taking a dump in a farmer's honesty box so he could get a gingerbread man. That bears no relevance. That disgusting criminal behaviour bears no relevance on my life.
I think it's a very charming image.
He disgusts me.
Do you want a bit of Kyle, a bit of the Jeremy Kyle's in there? Do you want a bit of that injected there, a bit of contention?
Are you going to... Whoa.
Was there a fight?
Hang on a second.
No, there was no fight. Everything was lovely. But they're just one of these situations where something happens and nobody mentions anything about it.
Oh.
Is, as a man of a certain want, I took a small water-based vase system that I like to look at of an evening to calm myself down. And I'd hidden it in quite a nice, concealed way.
Can I just say...
I don't understand what you mean, Pab.
I'm bored of this. Can I just say, before you dare to... You just mentioned in a derogatory term one of my closest friends, Pablo.
What?
Yeah, you've just mentioned in a derogatory term one of my closest buddies.
Who in the what now?
I have to say this, because he's a friend of mine.
When's he coming round your house?
I have to say this, because he's a friend of mine. Iain Lee is amazing.
There we go. Pablo?
I believe in 100%.
I have to say this, because he's a friend of mine. Iain Lee is amazing.
I love it that he's using the tone of voice as, you should be respecting your mother.
Well, he's, is this one of the paid-for ones that you can
Get stuffed! Get stuffed! Get stuffed! Cut him off.
How dare he?
That was a freebie. That is Jeremy Kyle, who's on Talk Radio. Saturday's 1 o'clock, is it? Something like that. He's on in the afternoons at the weekend at some point.
Ian, could you do me a favour?
Hang on a second.
Could you ask your great mate, Jeremy Kyle, to please do a get off my stage?
Don't be so silly,
oh, come on.
Thank you very much.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Kath has just revealed something, that she has written lyrics to the theme tune for
Jeremy Kyle.
The Jeremy Kyle show.
Of course
Do you need the music, or are you just going
No, I think I can do it Acapulco.
Away you go.
Madam, you're a disgrace. Just that repeated.
Well, we need the theme tune, because I don't quite remember how it goes. Hang on.
I mean, you could always throw in a get off my stage.
Okay,
or
we
a
go.
Jerry.
Here we go. Right, playing now.
Here it comes. Madam, you're a disgrace. Madam, you're a disgrace.
Wow.
I've also got one for Emmerdale.
Right, okay, hang on a second, let's get that up.
But it's better. Emmerdale Farm's got an actual... It goes somewhere. Need to work on Jeremy Kyle.
Okay, here we go.
Dental
We've got to
washing.
by the way, I want a clip of this up online. Why the hell is the clip about her promising blowjobs for everyone? Where is that? Come on the microphone.
What the hell? What the actual...
Come on,
you
did a clip promising blowjobs for everyone.
So I did request it, but they came back to me saying that it's too short. I don't think we can use anything.
Oh, yeah, because short clips of about 10 seconds long never catch on the internet, do they?
I could have been a meme.
Huh? A meme.
A meme.
Here we go.
Emmerdale Farm, this this used to be Emmerdale Farm. I've started too low. Emmerdale Farm, this used to be Emmerdale Farm.
This is embarrassing.
Hang on. Emmerdale Farm, this used to be Emmerdale Farm. Oh, but now that it's rude, it's Emmerdale.
You're a mum. Then it says here...
What?
Emmerdale... Then there's a version, right, it's on YouTube. Emmerdale theme vocal version.
Oh.
But by a Swedish group. Den Stora Dagen Hem till Garden. So, of course, we have to have a little listen to this. This is Agneta Munter. No, this can't be real. She's called Agneta Munter and Bernard Oost. This has got to be a fake. Agneta Munter and...
Bernard Osk.
Agneta Munter and Bernard Ost. Den Stora Dagen Hem till Garden. No, okay.
Oh, wow.
This is the most incredible thing ever.
Used to be Emmerdale Farm.
This is good. We're listening to Agneta Munter and Bernard Ost singing Den Stora Dagen Hem till Garden. Wowzers.
I've just sent that to James Thornton, used to be the sexy farmer on there.
This used to be Emmerdale Farm. Have I got it right?
Emmerdale Farm, this used to be Emmerdale Farm. Emmerdale Farm, this used to be Emmerdale Farm. Oh, but now... Oh, no.
Middle
It's got to be the end.
Middle eight. Okay.
Oh, man.
I'm not funny. That's
Well, I mean, the Swedes like what they like.
That has blown my... Oh, no. I think I've got a Twitter account blocked that shouldn't have been blocked. Sorry, Marcus. It'll only be for 12 hours.
You misunderstood.
I've misunderstood. I've blocked somebody who was trying to help. The reason we're playing the Emmerdale Farm theme tunes is because we ain't got no calls.
Oh. Do you want me some more theme tunes?
No.
Oh.
Well, of course, it's Coronation Street.
Of course it is.
But didn't the guy... But don't they say if you're writing the theme tune, you should be able to sing the title?
Blind date.
Yeah.
Blind date.
Okay. Who wants to be a millionaire?
Yeah, exactly. That's what they do.
Are these the toys? By the way, I've only got 2 news stories because there is nothing in the papers today. Nothing. So this is from yesterday. One of the ones I didn't use yesterday. 0344 499 1000 if you want to give us a call. Are these the toys that'll be under the Christmas tree? John Lewis shares its predictions for this year's must-haves, including an electronic spinning top. I'm in.
No, you can't use that if you've got carpet. They're rubbish, those toys.
You not got tables? Idiot. And a £330 miniature sports car.
Well, they can forget that.
From a mini kitchen to an electronic spinning top. These are the toys that are set to dominate Christmas wish lists this year. British department store John Lewis shared its predictions for the top 10 must-haves today, and they'll give parents plenty to think about ahead of the festive season. The retailer's toy buyer, Harry Boughton.
Harry, just call him Harry.
Said there had been a trend towards toys that encourage children to get moving and away from screens. Bullshine. Topping the list this year is the £14.99 iTop, an electronic take on the classic spinning top that Mr. Boughton expects will soon take over playgrounds across the country. The pocket-sized gadget... Oh, this is good. The pocket-sized gadget features a display showing the number of revolutions, allowing players to keep track of their scores and play the tops as a competitive game.
Oh,
that is good.
Now I got serious.
That is. I tell you what you don't see anymore. You used to see a lot in the 70s. Apart from those guns that would make sparks.
Yes.
Yeah, they were great. But you used to get these, like, sort of half-inch thick plastic discs, right, that were sort of green on one side and white on the other side. And you had some string or something.
A Diablo? No.
No. And you pulled them, and they'd spin faster
round.
and faster and make a whizzing noise, and then sparks would go off in the middle as well. You don't see them anymore.
Tell you what we had. Do you remember the half a ball that you could pop inside out and you put it on the floor and it would pop?
Yep.
My dad stuck one on his forehead once. Don't do that.
No, what happened?
He got left with a perfectly round bruise.
I've seen your dad. He's still got it. Wow.
He's got quite a big forehead.
He has. The most expensive toy on the list is the £329.99 Lego Technics Bugatti Chiron, which is a 1.8 scale kit of a full-size replica.
That's not a toy. 300 quid? No.
But parents, beware. The set comes with 3,599 pieces and features movable pistons, a functioning paddle shift gearbox and an adjustable spoiler. So it might take more than a few minutes to put together. Most of these toys are crap. Other highlights include the £134.99 for real... I like Tom Swarbrick, but he's dull. And that's what they're putting up against us on LBC.
Blimey, where did that come from?
Sorry, I just said it. I like Tom Swarbrick. He's a nice guy. But it's going to be a dull show. What? Have they given up on LBC at 10 o'clock at nights? Is that what they've done? Tom, I wish you the best of luck, brother. But boy, oh boy, it's going to be as dry as the Gobi's bumhole.
He's been very complimentary about you.
Has he? When?
In the past. I mean, he's probably not now.
I like Tom. I like Tom a lot. I met him. He's a really nice guy. And I think he's a great broadcaster. But we're gonna get a lot of their listeners as they switch off in droves.
Or maybe that's what they like. That's okay.
They've got... This is the thing. LBC realise they've got too many listeners. So they want to shed some. And I'm happy to take their discarded flotsam and jetsam.
Yeah, as long as they're not divs.
I don't want to take their jism.
Oh, gosh, no.
I'll take their flotsam and jetsam, but not their jism. That's what I'm going to have written on my gravestone.
So what's that?
I'm going to have flotsam and jetsam.
There.
No. Other highlights include the 130... It's just going to be like talking about the news in a really slow voice for 3 hours.
But he's so nice.
He's not. He is nice. He's lovely. But his is more like sort of like a mid-morning, afternoon-y show. A late-nighty show when you want a little bit of naughtiness, a little bit of fun. What the hell is going to do with it? That guy's going to... What the hell's going on there, boy?
Some people don't like naughtiness or fun.
Some people need to have their toes shot off. That was a bit much. I'm getting angry. Let's go to the break.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Well, having had Catherine sing her Emmerdale Farm theme tune...
You're welcome.
Thank you. And then found the Swedish version. Now we're going down a nice little rabbit hole. Dan has sent me the Brookside theme, sung by Dana in a French maid's outfit.
Oh.
Shall we?
I see the clouds, how they are changing.
Wowzers.
Shadows of life's ups and downs. The places people rearranging.
Ooh, this is...
I need to get my haircut. It looks like hers.
Is she the one that slept with Prince?
No, that's Sheena Easton.
Okay.
Similar look, though.
Let's try and skip forward to it.
Doesn't really get going, does it?
That's a stinker. You know what the best one of these is, of course.
Anyone can fall in love.
No.
Really?
This is the greatest of all TV themes that didn't have lyrics. that are suddenly given lyrics. Sammy Davis Jr. You've heard this, haven't you? Hawaii 5-0.
If you get in trouble,
this is great.
Bring it home to me. Whether I am near you or across the sea, I will think of something to do. I'll be on the lookout for you, and I'll find you. You can count on me. You can count on me. And don't you let 'em get you up against the wall.
Beg your pardon?
'Cause I'll be there to catch you, and I won't let you fall. Call me if they hit you below. Call me when there's nowhere to go, and I'll be there. You can count on me. You can count on me.
Someone has written in the YouTube comments, "Oh my Jack Lord."
The only comment.
By the way, is there a duck there? Did you hear the duck?
Where?
Goes, "Meow." Listen.
Not in Hawaii.
Yeah, listen. There! Do you hear the duck? There! The duck!
And if they all desert you and you start to bend, you know I won't let them hurt you, and I don't pretend. Don't call if you got nothing to say. Don't call me if you just want to play, but call me on Devil's Day. You can count on me. You can count on. You can count on. You can count on. You can count on me.
Okay, now Dan has sent us this. Okay, here we go. Let's try this out.
You're on my mind. With you by my side, my world is changing. Anyone can fall in love. You took my hand, now my heart is sailing. Over land and sea to you, eye to eye, my love is true. Just trying to understand, I will always believe in you. Time after time.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, that was...
It's what the world needed.
Okay. What is... Dan's getting a boner for this. Oh, this is great. You've heard this. Have you heard the French A-Team?
No.
Oh, this is great. The A-Team, when it was shown in France...
L'équipe A.
...had lyrics. It's called Agence du risque générique. Agence du risque générique.
No.
Yes, that's what it says. Agence du risque générique.
Générique.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got
Agence. Agence du risque.
Exactly what I said.
Générique.
Exactly what I flipping said. Here we go. This is great.
Accusés d'un vol qu'ils n'ont pas commis, n'ayant aucun moyen d'en faire la preuve, ils fuient sans cesse devant leurs poursuivants. Pour subsister, ils emploient leurs compétences. Quand la loi ne peut plus rien pour vous, il vous reste un recours, un seul, l'agence tout risque.
Hang on. Did he call them arseholes?
No.
He said arsehole.
Un seul.
There we go.
Un seul.
Oh, okay.
L'agence tout risque.
L'agence tout risque.
L'agence tout risque. La dernière chance. Au dernier moment.
L'agence du risque.
Could it sound more Village People?
Société.
L'agence touriste, c'est vraiment la dernière chance du moment. L'agence touriste, c'est vraiment la dernière chance du moment.
Okay.
Well, that's
Thank
something
you for
else,
that,
isn't
Dan.
it?
I've forgotten about that. We hear about some of the big concerts around the world to serve purposes. One of the biggest ones, of course, was World Environment Day. Do you remember that? The Foo Fighters at Wembley, the Princess Diana Memorial Concert, Live 8, big stuff. Well, tonight there was a concert, not quite as big,
Yes.
but probably more heartfelt than any of those. It was put on by a regular caller, contributor to the show, Nigel from Maidstone. Did it as a tribute to his mum. I think it was Yardley Village Hall.
It was, yes.
Well, Nigel's called in. Let's see how it went. How did it go, Nige?
That was Yalding Village Hall.
Yalding Village Hall. That's why it was locked when I got there.
Yalding!
I didn't do it.
What?
What?
No, because she came round the evening before and said that she was decorating the place. So they were decorating. I can't do it until another week.
Oh, what? But they didn't know they were going to be decorating the Village Hall until the night before?
Well, yeah, but I've got a new venue now.
Hang on, wait. We might have had listeners rocking up.
We were thinking of bringing the show direct
one
from...
person said he might come, and he didn't say any more. I told him on Facebook that it was cancelled.
Okay, well, you didn't tell us on air, which is awkward. But okay.
But I've got a new venue. They're going to let me sing in the local working men's club anyway, so that's better, really. You know, a proper club.
Right, and there'll be people in there anyway, right?
There'll be people drinking up the bar anyway, so I'll get more listeners. People hear me anyway. So that'll be next week. I've got to go in on Monday and sort the venue out for the following week.
Okay, well, listen. Here's the thing: if you cancel a show, you got to come on the radio and say it because
I know. I'm sorry,
I don't think we'll be able to plug.
Night, but I wasn't feeling very good last night. I had a lot to do, and
we might not be able to plug the next one on the radio.
No, well, I could do it on Facebook, couldn't I?
Yeah, it might be the best way.
Yeah, it's the best way anyway. Yes, but I'll definitely be doing something in the club. Anyway.
Okay, well, that's disappointing for everyone, but never mind.
Aretha Franklin was better.
Sadly she's dead.
I thought I heard EastEnders theme.
No.
That's EastEnders theme, that song before the...
No, that was the A-Team theme.
But it used to be the EastEnders...
No, the A-Team theme was never the EastEnders theme.
No, before that one you played, before that
The one before that was Hawaii 5-0.
No, before that one.
No, the one before that one was Emmerdale Farm.
Oh. I thought it was EastEnders theme.
Ah, you're thinking of Dana singing Brookside.
Yes. That's the one.
Yeah, Brookside.
But it's originally the EastEnders theme, wasn't it?
No, the Brookside theme was always the Brookside theme.
Oh, well, it sounds very similar.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, da 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 dee da da.
Do 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 da da.
Yeah, that sounds much.
Yeah, da do do dum ba bum ba da bora. Es baron da belle de moi. Je n'en qu'elle la poise et vonto la suce ma pine.
Oh, God, really?
Vonlo, voulez-vous un cache d'ouvrage? Plaît-moi son toit et vends-toi ma bottom. Yeah? You like that, Nige?
So, I'm watching the King's speech at the moment on TV.
We haven't got a king, we've got a queen. Nigel's in a parallel universe.
You know the old Colin Firth one?
Yes.
The stammer, where he's got a stammer. He's a marvellous actor, isn't he?
Yeah.
And to try and do that stammer and not have a stammer must be really difficult.
But he hasn't got a stammer.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's more.
Wow.
But I've got this.
No, hang on a minute. He hasn't got a stammer.
No.
But then he's doing someone. He hasn't got a stammer.
No.
But he's doing someone who's got a stammer who has to pretend they don't have a stammer.
Well, it's acting, isn't it?
I suppose so. But I think they should have got... Here's the thing. If they were making that film now...
If you've got a real person...
They would have to get a real king to play the king. They would have to... You can't act a king anymore. They've got to have a real king playing the king. That's what they do. And he'd have to pretend to have a stammer. That's what... I've read it in the papers. That's what's happening.
So I got my letter from the king here...
Sorry?
And I've never read it out to anyone before. You know, I said I had a letter from George the Sixth. George the Sixth.
I don't know if I did know that.
Yeah, a letter from George VI. That's the one after Kit the Fifth, isn't it? Obviously.
even you realised how dumb that was, Nigel. Well
I've got
done.
this letter from the royal family here.
Right.
That was sent to my mum's uncle, who was a bodyguard with the Queen Mother.
Yeah.
And it's fancy writing. I can only read some of it, but it's got the royal seal at the bottom.
Yeah.
At the top, yeah, on a stamp of the royal seal on the top. Now, is that worth a lot of money? A letter from the royal family
from King George the Sixth? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because Mum said hang on to it. But I've just done my
Sell it
prayers.
as soon as you can.
Yeah, hang on to it.
Does it say anything rude? They like that.
But if I can get a magnifying glass, I'll be able to read it easier because the writing's quite small.
Yeah, but hang on, is it written by the king?
Yes. Yes,
handwritten by the king?
Yes, you can see it is. Yeah, it's this fancy writing. Yeah.
But is it signed by the king?
Hang on.
Because everyone did fancy writing in those days.
I can't read what the no Grand Master.
Right, so it's not written by the king.
No, it was written out by the Grand Master.
And what does it say? Stop bothering us.
Let me see now.
Stop bloody singing.
I've got to pick a bit I can read. It's that fancy writing where I can't.
I hate that fancy writing. I'm so glad we use computers.
Yeah. But I did read some of it just a minute. I'm trying to find the part I can read. But anyway, I've got a new song on my Facebook that you haven't heard. A new song.
Shall I play it?
Yeah, it's on the top, near the top of my page.
Nigel, stay there. This is the new song on Nigel's. This is the new song on Nigel's Facebook page.
Kaliforniába jöttem.
Hát ím egy sztori arról a napról, mikor körülötted hirtelen semmi sem passzol. Most elmesélem kis haver, hogy hogyan is tettem. Herceg lettem egy baróhelynek, és ez beler.
He's taking it to a new direction.
I kind of like it.
Ah, it's a bold move.
West Philadelphiában nőttem fel, az utcán tekerektem, mert az tuti hely. Csavarogtunk persze, de nem voltam ám néha kosarasszunk a téren a sulinál, néha tuti haveri banda, minden hecre kapható. Verekedésben nem volt senki hozzánk fogható, behúztam én is egy srácnak és a muter berezett. Fiam, csak lesz már a Valhillosa irány, beler!
Wow, it's got bold new direction, Nigel. I love it. Well done, mate. Well done. Nigel, listen, we've got to move, mate, because we're late for the news. Thank you, as always. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Another hour of this absolute nonsense to go before Martin Kellner comes in and does a proper radio show, a PRS, proper radio show. If you want to give us a call, now will be an excellent time, because the switchboard is empty. You'll speak to Sam, he'll take your name and number and give you a call straight back. 0344 499 1000, the late night alternative with Iain and Kath on Talk Radio.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Let this be the years, the best of the wine. Let your tears and joys be echoed with mine. Every plan we made for touching the sky won't go by. You and I, being all we dare, each mountain we climb, each step and share, we'll make it this time. We'll make it this time. Had my share of dreams, I dreamed all alone. Now at last I found your dream is my own. Love to have to hold is part of the plan. Tell the man, yes we can. Let the day begin together that we take, we'll make it this Let these be the years, the best of the wine. Let your tears and joys be echoed with mine. Every plan we made for touching the sky won't go by. Let the day begin together. We've got a chance to win together. Each dance we take, we'll make it this time.
Okay. That's the Kojak thing. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's go to Gary. Good evening, Gary.
Hello.
Hello, Gary.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, Gary. You're live on Talk Radio. You're speaking to the nation on what is Britain's most listened to late-night phone-in show. What would you like to say?
Yeah, hello, Ian. We was just having a little bit of banter on Twitter, and I just want to know why you called me a racist.
Oh, you're that idiot. Okay.
Idiot, look, let's not get brave over the phone. Right?
No, I'm brave. No, I'm brave. Okay.
No, you listen. I'm not going to abuse stuff, Ian.
Gary, my show, mate. You play by my rules. You were an obnoxious idiot on there. You were rude.
You wouldn't say that to me face, Ian. You wouldn't say that to me face.
Well, you're threatening me physically now.
No, well...
I would say it to your face, yes. I would say it to your face that you're a thug. You called one of my listeners a fat, ugly pig. You're an obnoxious, offensive, misogynistic, sexist, thick idiot. I would say that to your face.
You wouldn't say that to me face.
Yes, Gary. Hello, Gary. Hello, Gary. Gary, listen. Gary. No, Gary, it doesn't work like that. It's my show. Oh, they can't hear you. Oh, they can't hear you, Gary. I would say it to your face, mate, because thugs with big muscles who threaten and bully their way to get their way don't scare me. I'm not scared of being hit in the face by a thug like you. If that's the best you've got, Gary, then you're an idiot.
I'll just explain. I'm a racist. Go on, explain that.
I tell you what, let's put that out of the way for a second, and let's look at the fact that you put a picture.
No, she started it. I was having banter with you.
No, you weren't having banter, Gary. You were being obnoxious and bullying, and you put a picture of one of my listeners up and called her a fat, ugly pig or whatever it was.
But it is.
Sorry?
But she is a fat, ugly pig.
There we go. You see, and this guy thinks I'm scared of him.
Took the piss out of my missus on my profile.
This guy thinks I'm scared of him. There you go. Thanks a lot for calling. Thanks a lot for calling, Gary. You go and look at your Tommy Robinson tattoo that you've got, and you go and pleasure yourself while looking at your hero. And you wonder why I call you a racist. You're an obnoxious scumbag. You've got no respect for anybody. You're as thick as your arms, and that's quite thick. How dare you? How dare you post a picture of one of my listeners, actually a very beautiful woman, that's irrelevant, but a very beautiful woman, and call her a fat, ugly pig? How dare you? How dare you? And how dare you think you've then got the right to elbow your way onto my show and tell me how to do... Give me one with the thumbs up when we got the 14 seconds back, Sam. And come on, muscle your way onto my show and criticise me and tell me how to do my job when you've got a tattoo of Tommy Robinson on your arm and you pick on women on Twitter and call them fat, ugly pigs. How dare you? Now, Gary, I'm going to give you, mate, one more chance. Don't use any bad language, because we dump it and I'll cut you off, OK? So I'll give you a chance to come on and apologise. Apologise like a gentleman, Gary. Apologise for what must have been a mistake. OK? You going to do that?
Who have I got to apologise to?
To the young lady that you tried to... Oh, thanks for calling, Gary. Thanks for calling. We dumped that, didn't we? And he's hung up.
Of course he has.
Just to say, what you didn't hear there was flagrant. First dump, the F-bomb. Okay, maybe that was an accident. Second one was the C-bomb. I think it was directed at me. That's what you're dealing with. That is Twitter face to face. Respect to him for calling in. He's angry because I got his Twitter account suspended for 12 hours. And so he's phoning up to try and do it. But he's thick. Gary, you're thick. And you're a thug. And you're a vile person. And yes, I would say it to my face. Why? What are you going to do? You're going to physically assault me? Is that what he was saying? You wouldn't. Gary, come on, man. You're not that dumb. You wouldn't physically threaten someone on national radio knowing that is recorded and could be sent to the police. You wouldn't do that. Someone with a Tommy Robinson tattoo physically threatening someone on radio. No. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there, Gazza. I must have misunderstood you, because no one would be that stupid when threats of physical violence on Twitter can be investigated by the police. So imagine how seriously they would take a threat of physical violence being broadcast on the radio on Britain's most listened to late-night phone-in show.
I would also suggest that someone who looks like a thumb should keep his opinions of other people's appearance to himself.
Yeah, mate. And I've forgotten the name of who it was he was rude to.
It was Amanda.
It was Amanda, wasn't it, who is a regular contributor to the show, emails me from time to time. And well done, Amanda, for taking that horrible insult in the dignified, well-mannered way that you did. And then a few of his friends piled in, and I blocked them, and I got Gary suspended for 12 hours. It's a small victory, but it's a victory nonetheless. Thank you for your call, though, mate. It's much appreciated. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you'd be very, very welcome to. We're doing the must-have toys. Other highlights include the £134.99 fur real Buzz Pet Ricky the Trick Loving Pup.
Ugh.
That's a long name.
We've got one of those for real things.
Okay.
It's not real.
Which responds
They'd rather have a puppy.
to over
Turns
100
out.
motions and sounds, and is sure to keep excited children busy on Christmas morning. Mr. Boughton, the toy buyer for John Lewis, said, "We're seeing growing demand for toys which encourage kids to get active. We'll get them a Switch, Nintendo Switch. Gets you active. Parents are telling us they want to buy toys which encourage their children to spend less time looking at a screen and more time playing games that get them moving." Well, why are parents telling you that when they could just go into any toy shop in the country and buy those toys? I don't know, a football, or maybe some... my boys are so into badminton at the moment because their grandma plays it. She has a net set up in the garden and they play badminton. And they love it. And they're brilliant at it. There's a lot of cheating going on, but they're brilliant at it. You get badminton, and how much do you pay for a cock these days, Catherine?
You can get a pack, can't you?
A pack of cocks?
Yeah, you don't just settle for one. You just use it until it's bashed up, bin it, get another one.
I love it when you outdo me on the filth, which is actually quite often. And then, you've got a lovely little grin on your face.
Well, they're no good, are they? Once they're battered, you might as well chuck it. Then they work better.
You can buy all that stuff for like £3 or £4. But badminton rackets are nothing. You get them second. Always got badminton rackets second-hand in charity shops. Or go and buy a set of boule. Or go and buy a skipping rope. Or go and buy some chalk. Because all these things are out there. My boys love video games. They love Xbox. They love their 3DS, right? But I have no problems. We have no problems in saying, all right, boys, that's enough. We're going out now.
Yeah.
You might get can I finish this game? Yeah, finish that game, get to the save point, and then we're going out.
I've learnt the thing with the computer games is, because I've made the mistake in the past of going, right, enough, you've had too much screen time.
Yep.
Normally when they start getting a bit fractious one's saying, I want to go, and then there's a fight.
Getting there early.
So, I say, right, you've got this amount of time,
Yep.
and then I'll tell them, right, 10 more minutes,
Yeah.
and I'll tell them 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
And that way they can prepare themselves.
Yep.
Because someone explained to me, and it makes perfect sense now, how annoying it is when you're in the middle of something and someone go, right, that's enough of that now.
Always let them save the game. Always let them say, then this is like an hour away and they're taking the mick. But
It's like
always
if
let them
you're
say it
reading a
again.
book and really
Yeah.
enjoying it, someone coming up and shutting it.
But we have no problems with doing that and then saying, right, we're going to go to the playground, or we're going to go take the dog for a walk, or who wants to take we're going to take the football out. Don't even ask who does, because one will say, nah. Say, right, we're going to take... When I was in New York, we took the 3DSs and I let them take them out with us because I knew that there would be a lot of walking around, and then we were going to sit, and I didn't mind just sitting there reading a book for 40 minutes, having a coffee. There'd be lots of that, because there's a lot of walking. And I was worried that they wouldn't see anything from New York because they'd just be in their screens, and that there'd be a problem when I'd say, right, I finished my coffee, we're going to go to the next thing. Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. I let them use them on the subway a little bit. Didn't let them use them in cabs unless we had a long cab ride. But normally we go to a park, I'd have a coffee, I'd read a magazine, 35, 40 minutes, they'd play, and I'd go, right, boys, I've finished my coffee. Can we save? We ready to save? Beautiful, let's go. And they were great. Saved, put it in the bag, that was it, was done. So I don't buy this thing of, I can't get them off there. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Of course you can. It can be harder for some kids. It can be harder. But you've just got to lay the rules. You go, right, that's it. We're done. We're going out. Go and climb a tree. Love it. We'll do more of that in a bit. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call. Look, this Gary who just called us, responding to a picture of a lady, I wouldn't know whether to F you or weigh you in for scrap. That's the caller we just had.
Yeah, I know.
That's the caller who just said, it says to me, bodybuilder, tiny willy. That's what it says to me. But Gary, thanks for your call, mate. Really appreciate it.
He's done leg day and arm day. Shame he missed out on brain day.
0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Fair play to Gary, right? He phoned up. Okay. And fair play to Gary, he's got a picture of himself on his Twitter profile. So many people don't.
Yeah.
But it's still... Maybe that's a worrying sign that people are putting their pictures up there, because it's that sense of entitlement, of power, of the ability to say whatever you want. I'm just exercising my free speech. That ability to say... And he's got really offensive stuff about Muslims and all kinds of things on his Twitter feed. This is suspended for 12 hours. But that feeling of, I can say anything I want, and you cannot challenge me.
What were his first words to you? You wouldn't say that to my face.
Yeah.
Because he's put on his Twitter, and that is what it's littered with, this thing.
He's like a boxer, a kickboxer or something.
How massive he is.
Yeah, with a tiny penis. But also, here's the thing, right? And he was writing vile stuff about me. It was a pussy, a crybaby, begging for my job, no talent,
And
all of that
also,
stuff.
he totally missed the point, so a bit embarrassing.
Yeah. And he called one of my listeners a fat ugly pig. Right.
I think he had a go at a couple, actually.
Well, he did have a go at several. Right. The thing that he got offended by? Tell me why I'm a racist. That was the thing. That was the thing that got him in a tweet and in that phone call. Tell me why I'm a racist.
But you know that's standard patter for that.
Yeah. That was the thing. He's exercising his free speech, having a go at me and call him, women ugly and, all of those things. But I call him a racist. How dare you? You call me a racist, I'm going to beat you up. That's the thing. Well, I'm just expressing my free speech.
You tell me why you're not a racist.
Yeah. Thoroughly unpleasant person. And Twitter is full of them. We'll pick him out. He's been on, having a pop, and he's welcome to give us a call again, as long as he modifies his language. I'm not going to kind of language like that on the air. The F and the C word. Come on now, boy. He
needs to calm down.
He needs to go and have a nice cup of chamomile tea. Evening, Andy.
Hey, Bud, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Cool. Listen, I just wanted to call. To be honest with you, it's the first time I knew about any abuse that anyone had received when you were saying it, but I just wanted to call up and offer some love to, was it Amanda, you said?
Here we go. He's Andy has sniffed. There's a single mum out there, and I think she is. I don't know.
I think if it's the Andy I'm thinking of, she's perfectly safe.
Andy's wondering if she's got a glass coffee table.
Stop it.
Go on, mate. Sorry, I'm in a naughty mood. Go on.
No, I'll let you off. Seeing as it's you, I'll let you off.
Yeah.
No, unlike, I was bullied mercilessly at school, and it's terrible. And I thank God we didn't have the internet back then, because I can't imagine what it must be like to be bullied on the internet as well. And to anyone who is being bullied, like this, it sounds like this Amanda is, and it sounds like some other. Just Gary, grow up and shut up.
I don't think she is. She just got a little bit of abuse from an idiot. She saw it totally for what it was. And I've had a few emails with Amanda. I think I've met her a couple of... She's been to a couple of shows and things. She is sorted. It might cause a little wobble, but she knows there's a lot of love for her out there. She'll be fine. But yeah, it's... people are idiots. I was an idiot as a younger man, Andy. There's no denying it.
We all.
Yeah.
We all. And Gary, if Iain, for any reason, isn't around and he's not able to say it to your face, I will, and thousands of other people will as well.
Hang on a minute. Here's the thing. Gary doesn't know that I'm a karate master, and I know all the karate moves, and I've got my own pair of nunchucks.
Yeah.
So he don't go around threatening a karate man.
Also, I can snap necks.
What? Is it? Well, she chucks cocks away.
Yeah, I do.
Well, I'm a black belt in Bukkake. I don't know if you know
My
that.
God!
Oh, Andy, dirty boy. He's disgusting. Go away, you filth pop. Filth pop?
Filth pop?
What was that thing in that orgasm thing? Daddy's coming on to you now or something. What was that?
I've lost it, Daddy, for God's sake.
Hey.
Never got that.
Put it away, Daddy. The weird... I get calling someone baby and sweetheart and, kind of... A little bit of role play. A little bit of role play, pretending, you're... I was going to say Johnny Depp, but that's controversial. Pretending, I don't know, you're Del Boy and she's the Queen of Sheba. Well, all of that fun stuff. But they're calling each other Daddy and Mummy.
Oh, no.
I want to play with Mummy's boobies.
Oh, God, no. That makes my ovaries shrivel. That.
Daddy lonely.
Oh, God, no, stop it.
Daddy horny. Oh, my God. Does Mummy want to play with Daddy?
Mummy's not in the mood.
Oh, look what Daddy's got down here.
Oh, stop it. It's horrible.
It's not horrible. It's been naughty, though. Daddy's thinking of Mummy.
Why are you waggling that microphone? I'll sit you on the step.
Oh, thank you, Mummy.
Hang on, I can get into this.
Yeah, imagine the role play is you just get to stand on a step for an hour and then you're done.
Well, only if you're 60. You'd be on there for 44? 5? 4?
Did you stand there for a minute
3.
for the age?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Didn't you know that?
No.
You've never done it?
Never did the naughty step. No, we made the boys put on dunces caps and stand in the corner facing the wall for an hour. Good evening, Annie.
Good evening, Iain. How are we doing?
Hot and sweaty. You talk to Catherine for a second. I can hear
hot.
you, but the aircon. Explain what's happening with the aircon, please, Catherine.
Oh, the aircon's gone haywire. I don't mind it because I quite like it toasty, but he likes it cold.
It resets itself. I like it on 17, but then it goes up to 25 automatically.
Anyway, enough about our glamorous life. How's yours?
It's all right, thank you. There's a lot going on, isn't there? There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. What you got for us, Annie?
Well, I was just going to say, a big chunk of my job is unfortunately dealing with people like Gary.
Yep.
I see an awful lot of Garys during the course of the day, and they're all very similar.
Yeah.
It's always somebody else's fault, and it always comes down to I'm bigger than you, and their response to most things is I'm going to punch it. And it doesn't generally tend to work out well for them, because when I come across them, they're usually in prison.
Well, that escalated quickly, I believe is the phrase.
and yet, I'm totally behind you.
And let's I like to err on the side of my callers. Gary never specifically stated he wanted to punch me. That is possibly one interpretation of what he was saying, if you fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
But I like to think that that's certainly not what he meant. But, yes, there are certain people, Gary to one side, who, and you understand it in school, maybe when you're younger, because identity hasn't developed and people's bodies are growing at different sizes, and sizes, you get 2 10-year-olds, one's small, one's huge, looks like a 14-year-old. Size is important. And we haven't got the argumentative skills that we have when we're older. But when you're in your 30s and your 40s, someone saying something you don't like that isn't particularly offensive. I called the guy racist, and the response being, "I'm going to punch you."
Yeah.
What? You are going to go to prison. You know that, don't you?
Because you're talking to someone who is extremely defensive because there's a huge insecurity underneath all that. No one pumps themselves up to that size who's not feeling threatened.
You do know, if you assault someone, you'll go to prison. And, I mean, just say, if you assault someone who was on a reality TV show 6, 7, 8 months ago, you're also going to be splattered all over the papers as well, for assault. You know that, don't you? I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, but some people have problems being able to imagine consequences, don't they, Annie?
Yeah, that's part of the problem as well. People do what works for them.
Yeah.
And people like that, he's probably gone through his entire life being bigger than everybody else and being threatening. So his behaviour is never challenged because it's too scary to do. And then when he hits his 30s and people challenge his behaviour, he doesn't have the emotional maturity to deal with it the way other adults do.
Although, I was thinking, what was that Oliver Stone film that isn't very good? Is it called Talk Radio or News Radio?
Oh, I think there's one called Talk Radio.
Yeah, where right at the end, it's an obnoxious, and I will use the phrase, because he is, shock jock. It's a terrible film because it's so badly acted. It's basically a late night radio host, and it should be brilliant. But all of the late night radio bits are obviously scripted, and the guys obviously, instead of what they should have done is got this guy to host a late night radio show and filmed it for a month, or filmed 5 days of it solid with actors calling in. They had this guy learning a script.
Isn't it an Oliver Stone one?
Oliver Stone. Wow. And the acting is terrible. And what happens at the end is this guy is so obnoxious. He's not actually that obnoxious, but he's so obnoxious. He goes into his car and someone says, Mr. Jones? Turns around and goes, yeah. Big fan of yours. Could you sign this? Sure. And then he gets shot and dies.
Right.
So part of me was thinking, I hope I don't get killed for this. But if I do, we're going to win an award. That's all I'm going to say. And Kath, I'm going to let you have the award in your toilet.
Thanks, finally.
There we go.
Yeah, there's always an upside, isn't there? If you just look hard enough for it, there's always an upside.
There's an upside. I'll be dead, but Kath will have a lovely award.
Roll holder.
Oh, man alive. We're just doing a crazy radio show, guys. That's it. Annie, what are you up to this weekend?
Well, on Sunday, I'm coming to Glasgow.
Yay!
Yes,
I'd love to meet you.
I thought so. That's why did I know that you were coming? Had you said that?
I don't know, possibly.
Okay, I thought that's possibly what was going to happen, but I didn't want to be so presumptuous. Oh, well, we will see you at a bizarre time to try and be entertaining, 4:00. Just ask Eamon Holmes how difficult it is.
It's about 5 hours before you usually get entertaining, isn't it?
No.
Definitely.
It's when I'm normally a little bit grumpy at home eating biscuits. So
that in itself can be entertaining if you try hard enough. Yeah.
It could be entertaining. But yeah, come on. Listen, it's going to be a big room and a small, intimate audience. So, but it'll be a laugh.
That's the best kind.
Do you know what? I think so. We're going to break even, so we're very, very happy with that. So we get a free weekend in Glasgow, in Scotland, Edinburgh and Glasgow. And it'll be a laugh, and then maybe next time if we go back, we'll just play one of the places. I think maybe that was our mistake because they're only an hour apart. Anyway, it's not a mistake.
Yeah, they're not that far, so people could go to either one.
Yeah, exactly. That was my bad. But we'll have a great time. We'll get to meet people like you, Annie. I've got a few other people coming. I think Kez is coming, who I've not seen since Australia. So it will be a laugh, Annie.
Excellent.
See you then. Ta-ta.
See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
She didn't skip brain day.
Bye-bye. 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 03444991000. This is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. We talked about toys. Buckingham Palace. We'll do some more of those toys in a bit. We're talking in the first hour, if you missed it, to a disgraceful way that a young woman was treated on a Greater Anglian train, just because she was in a wheelchair, wedged in, facing sideways. It's just, I'm laughing because it's just, and Greater Anglia refused to come on the show and told Kath off because I'd got in touch with them via Twitter, and I will continue to do so now they've done that.
Good.
So that's on your head, guys.
Good. I look forward to getting those emails.
And we were kind of just asking if you have Experience of being in a wheelchair or being with someone who's in a wheelchair, and we had it was Lucy, wasn't it?
Yes.
Who told us that a guy came up to her one day and put his hands on her thigh and said, "Jesus forgives you, and I'm going to heal you." And as she was going away from that incident, the old guy turned to his missus and said, "Oh, someone should put her out of her misery and shoot her." I mean,
I had a tweet from Alistair as well, who said something very similar. Said
Really?
that he'd been told that he was, because he'd been bad in a past life.
well, that's
Incredible. Yeah, there was a
the football manager.
Yeah, there was.
What was his name, Sam? The football manager, England football manager, who said that disabled people had been bad in a.
Was it not?
Great, not.
Was it not Chris Waddle?
No.
Glenn
Hoddle. Glenn Hoddle?
Yeah.
Is it Glenn Hoddle?
Yeah.
I think it's Glenn Hoddle. It's not what Sam was going to type on the screen. He was going to type the wrong answer.
I'm mixing up my Diamond Lights. Do you remember them?
No.
They did a song together.
Oh, Hoddle and Waddle. Yeah, they did. Yeah. It's good names. 0344 499 1000. Some show tonight, guys. This is the Late Night Alternative. I'm Iain Lee. She is Catherine Boyle. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
It's Rainbow George.
Hello.
Oh, someone's a little bit perky.
Well, it's the 1st of September, so my first call in September is I have a friend in a wheelchair.
1st of the month and no returns, all right?
Losing.
Sorry?
I'm going to go to the diary room.
Go on, what were you saying, George, before Catherine rudely interrupted?
I have a friend in a wheelchair. His name is Gregory Sams.
Yes.
He was friendly with John Lennon, and he invented the veggie burger. And
Whoa!
First of all, you're saying he's friends with John Lennon and he invented the veggie burger.
What the heck?
Yeah, it's Gregory Sams. Does that come up if you Google it or something?
You Google it, Catherine. Sams?
Yeah.
He invented the veggie burger?
UK American-born fractal artist, author and publisher. Is that him?
Yep.
Wow. I remember a lot of those posters when I was at university.
Remarkable.
He invented the veggie. I must admit, I remember once. Do you remember? Oh, it was that guy. Do you remember on Three Counties we had a woman phone up and she was talking about something, and then it turned out it was either her or her dad who'd brought hummus over to the UK. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, she basically brought hummus over to the UK in like the 60s or something.
Was it Extraordinary Claims Call Me Now? Is that the phone in?
I don't know what it was, but there you go, you know.
I have a tune in my mind. Do you know a Bob Dylan track called Wigwam?
Wigwam, bam, gonna make you my man.
Wham, bam.
No,
that's Black Lace.
It was on an album called Self Portrait. I was never a Bob Dylan fan, and I bought the album in 1970.
That's a good album. That's the album that everyone says is a stinker, but actually it's a stunning album.
No, to me it was a stinker.
No, listen again.
Except for the one track, Wigwam. And I put the album on. There were, I think, over 20 tracks on it. That's the track.
Here we go.
Such an uplifting sound. I put it on. I was waiting for Bob Dylan to start singing, and he doesn't sing.
Oh, this is great! This is great. Do you know this? Oh, he doesn't sing.
No, it's such an uplifting.
Hang on, George, hang on, make us have some. This is the song, this is it.
Is someone singing?
Well, he's not singing lyrics, is what he means. There you go. I tell you the best song on that is... Oh, this is the best song. This is the best song on that album. This is Bob Dylan, right?
The tired horses in the...
That's not it. That's someone doing a cover of it. Hang on. Bob Dylan. All the Tired Horses. This is... Do you know that one? I think it opens the song. The album. Here we go. Don't want to cover. Don't want to cover. I 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 don't want to cover.
Doesn't want to cover everyone.
I don't want to cover. They're only covers. Anyway, Bob Dylan, All the Tired Horses. That's some track. Anyway, yeah.
Wigwam.
No, the Tired Horses.
I'm also thinking of the poem that I wrote that Ian Jury recorded for me.
Of course you are.
Rainbow Land. Did you ever tune into that?
We played. Didn't we play it or something? I don't know.
Don't think so. Don't think you ever played it. I'm sure that's where Ian is now, and Aretha Franklin and everyone else. I'm sure they're
Senator John McCain, who invented the oven chip.
I'm sure they're all in Rainbow Land. So it would be great if you could play Ian Jury reciting my Rainbow Land poem, and the background music on it was.
We played it.
Did you?
I'm sure we played it. Yes. Stop smoking weed, man. You'd remember. Put down the bong.
I never heard you play it.
Put down the bong, man.
No.
Bob Dylan, man. Bob Dylan, put down the bong. You gotta turn to Jesus. You gotta turn to Jesus, man.
No, you don't.
Bob Dylan turns to Jesus. Jesus, man, put down the bong and turn to Jesus. I'm Bob Dylan. I'm Bob Dylan. How does Bob Dylan talk?
Hey, I'm Bob Dylan.
He doesn't. That's like a country farmer.
No.
I'm Bob Dylan. David Bowie, www.davidbowie.org.
Was
davidbowie.net. I could not get .com. Somebody had that already. I did not see the internet.
You're going a little bit steptoe there.
No.
The music.
You dirty old man. Harold, log me onto the internet, Harold. I want to have a look at those lovely naked ladies. You dirty old man. I found a computer, Harold. I want to have a look at the dirty naked ladies. You dirty old man. I've got this app on my phone, Harold, called Tinder. Swiping away. You meant to swipe on the phone, Dad, not you, Willie.
Oh, God, really?
Steptoe and Son for the 21st century. I'm happy to write that. Get Kevin Bishop to star in it, and I'll write it.
My dad and I used to watch Steptoe together and enjoy it, yeah.
That's a great story. I never liked Steptoe and Son. I never thought it was funny.
I thought it was creepy.
Yeah. I didn't think it was funny, but I think they're an interesting pair.
She's a lovely bit of crumpet, Harold.
Oh, she's a lovely bit of crumpet, Harold. But there's a really good BBC drama about those two.
Yeah, I know.
It's good, isn't it?
So good.
Really, really good, because he was Harry H. Corbett was a very serious actor, and he did not want to demean himself by playing in a sitcom, and they said it'll be a one-off and we'll pay you really, really well. He was like a stage actor, and he did it, and then it obviously became really successful, and it killed his theatrical career, and he made a lot of money, but he was really, really unhappy. And then the other fella, William Brambles, who was Paul McCartney's granddad in A Hard Day's Night, got done for cottaging.
Yes.
It's a really interesting story.
The music behind the Rainbow Land track was put together by a guy called Dave Goodman, who produced the Sex Pistols' Anarchy in the UK track, and Dave Goodman is also in Rainbow Land now. And I've been watching the Aretha Franklin tributes, and it's pretty amazing and lovely the way music can really bring people together, and music is where it's at. It's music that will change this world. I'm sure.
Are you aware of the MC5, George?
Not really, no.
A very left-wing political rock and roll band from the late 60s. The MC, of course, stands for Motor City 5 from Chicago. Detroit. Sorry, I keep saying Chicago. Detroit. And we had the guitarist on, Wayne Kramer, last night. That's now as a podcast.
It is.
Oh, I'll find that and tweet it.
I heard it, and it was very good. I'd like to meet him when he comes over.
Okay.
It's talking about podcasts. How's our podcast looking?
It is happening next week. I'm set up at home. I am digitising the cassettes what you gave me, and Kathy's going to be editing the audio, and we're going to start. I reckon we'll have one out by the end of September. Can you crack one out by the end of September for me, Kath?
Of course I can.
Thank you very much indeed. There we go.
Be brilliant.
It's happening.
It'll be brilliant. You don't realise, the two of you, that you are going to help to change the world. Last time I spoke to Catherine, she said to me, haven't you got a plan B?
That's such a Kath question. I love it. Well done.
Yeah, I've only got one plan to change the world, and that is the plan I'm pursuing, and you both are part of that plan, so let's see where it takes us.
All right. Nice one, George. Good to talk to you, mate. Thank you very much. 0344 4991. What? 0344 499 1000.
I thought you were going to give your number.
Yay!
One of these days.
Digital radio.
The wild man of late night radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000. The week is nearly done. The week here is nearly done. Tomorrow. Are you tired?
I am a bit, yeah.
Oh, well, we're going to be up very early because we've got a lot to do.
Oh, good.
Between 4 and 6, you might be able to watch us tomorrow and Sunday doing a live show.
But don't plan your day around it.
Yeah, don't.
Probably won't work.
But you can definitely Skype in and call in. So follow me on Twitter and you'll know more. Lee is on the line. Good evening, Lee.
Hello, Ian. How are you?
I'm very well, Lee. How are you? That's the question.
How was
on
your week
everyone's
off?
lips. My week off was delightful. Had a great time with the kids. Ate too much food and saw some wonderful, wonderful things. It was a gift.
Oh, do you know who it is?
Do I know? Do I know where it is? It's New York.
Oh, do you know who it is?
Is this Lee?
Yeah, this is one.
It's not the Lee from Iain Lee, is it? It's not my other half.
No, it's Lee from the Tinnitus one that I told you.
From the what?
I told you about me tinnitus.
When was that? Remind me, Lee. I've forgotten.
A few weeks back, I told you about.
Oh yeah, okay, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Oh yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm hopefully in a few weeks I've got a hearing aid because a few weeks back I had I was like feeling really low, like I was going to commit suicide, like basically. But I've sorted that out now.
I love that. A few weeks ago, I was going to commit suicide. I've sorted it out now. That is amazing. Well, how have you sorted it out, Lee?
Well, basically, I rang the doctor, and I said to them, listen, if I don't get this sorted, what you mean? How am I going to get this sorted?
Was this the thing where one doctor was saying one thing was wrong with you, and another doctor was saying, no. That doctor's wrong. This is what's wrong with you. And as no one could agree, then they couldn't come up with a plan to move forward.
Yeah.
I got you.
That was it.
I got you. Yeah, you were at your wit's end. I remember that.
I rang them up and I said, listen, how can I get through to you? Shall I stand on a bridge and tell you how I feel? And then now I've got a hearing aid due on the 18th this month.
And is that going to get rid of the tinnitus?
I hope so, because I've heard about it. Loads of people have told me about that I can get rid of it.
Yeah.
The hearing aid. So hopefully.
Oh, wicked, man. Well, we'll keep out. My fingers are crossed. My lips are sealed. No, hang on. My fingers are crossed. That's it. Yes.
Thank you.
I hope it all works out.
You okay?
I'm all right. I'm having a good streak. I'm worrying a little bit. I'm worrying a lot about money because I bought this house expecting a divorce to happen, and that divorce turns out takes ages. And I will be all right in 6 months financially, but getting up to that is a real worry. So I'm struggling with that. But I'm aware I'm in a very blessed position. But otherwise, Lee, I'm doing all right. I'm having a nice little streak. New York was a joy and a blessing to spend that time with my beautiful children. The house that I'm in is delightful. The show, I think, this week has been better than it's been in the last year. Everything seems to be going all right. So something's going to go wrong soon. Something's going to go wrong.
Have you ever heard that song, The Only Way Is Up?
The only way is up, Yaz, and the Plastic Population.
Well,
Great band.
That's for you. The only way is up.
Yeah.
That's the only thing for you.
Everything is all right at the moment, Lee, and I'm enjoying a nice little sunshine period, so I'm happy. Thank you, buddy.
I'm absolutely made up.
Let us know how the hearing aid goes, won't you?
I will do, definitely. I'll get in touch with you again.
Nice one, man.
About the...
Thank you, Lee.
And thank you.
Ta-ta, bye-bye. 0344 499 1000. I'm terrible at remembering callers. I did get him a couple of minutes into it. But you will often say... Do you remember Tony you phoned up last night, huh? Which one was that? The guy that was who crashed his car into a tree. What? Yeah, he crashed it into a tree, and then he had to crawl out through and it'd be like an amazing, huge story. And I go, no. Anyway, what about him? He's emailed me. I just don't remember any of it.
No, that's why you need me, because I remember everything.
Do you?
Apart from really important things like, stuff I've got to post at home and stuff.
Do you put something in my decaf cough cath?
What? Oh, like a memory sapper.
You put a memory sapper in my decaf cough cath?
Only on a Tuesday.
You can make love on a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday if you want. You can take me on a Friday, a Saturday, and I will touch your knob. But don't you dare touch me on a Sunday. Never on a Sunday, never on a Sunday, 'cause I'm at church. Never on a Sunday. Don't touch me on a Sunday. Don't touch me on a Sunday. You know that it hurts, 'cause we've made love on a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday. But never on a Sunday, never on a Sunday, never on a Sunday, 'cause I'm at church. Never on a Sunday, no, never on a Sunday. Don't touch me on a Sunday, not there 'cause it hurts.
Right. I'm glad we got that clear. Is that a real song or one you made up?
It's from the music. It's Fiddle About on My Roof. Isn't it?
Fiddle on My Roof.
Isn't it? Or is it Craig David? It's one of the two.
I thought it was on Never on a Sunday. There was one called Never on a Sunday, wasn't there?
Yeah, I just sang it to you,
No,
Dave.
a musical called that.
All right, is that then? I just sang the song Never on a Sunday to you.
Touch me in the morning, Never on a Sunday.
Hang on, I'm confused. Okay, you saying I can touch you now?
No!
Well, it's Saturday morning.
It's not till we've had a sleep. Your rules, not mine.
Can we find songs about doing it when it's
Touch me in the morning.
All right, hang on. Let's in the last 10 minutes of the show, let's try and build up a diary of when it is acceptable to have sex and when it is unacceptable to have sex. So mornings, touching, definitely. So touch me in the morning.
Although, I mean, it's a bit smelly. I don't know why you'd want to. What?
I just saw Sam bounce out of his seat, then drop back down again. Even he, he's from the millennial generation.
Yeah.
Even he was disgusted by that frank admission about your downstairs hygiene.
I wasn't even talking about downstairs. Talking about morning breath.
Touch me in the morning. Never on a Sunday.
Yeah.
What day was Craig David chilling?
He chilled on Sunday.
Okay, so never on a Sunday
that
because I'm
tallies.
chilling.
That's
I'm chilling. Okay. What other days? 0344 499 1000. Call straight to air. When is it acceptable
January, February, won't you? Isn't it
That's
that
not
one?
about sex.
Isn't it?
No.
Oh, damn it. I've been ruling out January and February.
No, that's about him going... No. You can do it in winter months.
January,
Keeps you warm.
February.
February.
I'm just checking the lyrics, just in case, because I feel like
Isn't it funny? All songs are about sex, but I can't think of any songs about sex. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, January, February, don't you come around. Forget it. Shop's shut.
Okay. Making love in the afternoon.
Yeah, Afternoon Delight.
All right, so Afternoon Delight and Cecilia.
Oh, yeah.
Afternoon Delight and Cecilia. So the morning
He gets up to wash his face, and when he comes back to bed, someone's taking
Cecilia's
his face.
a dirty old...
What's she got, like a man flap instead of a cat flap? How did he get in?
Well, maybe there's DP.
Oh, my God.
Afternoon Delight. I'll take this.
Skyrocket.
Hello, Lee.
Hello. Yeah, I'd like to talk about what songs begin with sex.
Go on then, you're on the air, Lee. Give it to us, baby.
Oh. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
Let's talk about... But when are they talking about sex? And also, we're not really interested in discussing sex. We want to get straight down to the nitty-gritty. So we're trying to find days of the week or months of the year when it's acceptable to have sex and when it's unacceptable to have sex. So
We're
got
calling this phone in specific sex.
We've got Touch Me in the Morning, and we've got Afternoon Delight, and Making Love in the Afternoon with Cecilia up in her back room.
Bedroom, not back room.
OK.
Well, I think in the afternoon, but any time you can have sex.
What song? Is that a song or is that just your...
That's Lee's theme.
Lee, you mucky pup. Lee's theme. Thank you, Lee. Lee's theme.
That reminds me.
Oh, hang on a minute. What's this? There's a song from Dennis Walker.
Sunday morning, she leaves home to make her lonely pilgrimage. It's the only day she gets to see her kids.
Oh.
Kids she had with the man she had before me. She comes back with the traces of tears around her eyes, 'cause she always gets so choked up when she tells the kids goodbye. So we talk a lot, we drink a little, and sometimes we get high. But we don't make love on Sundays, she and I.
OK, well, so that's another one. So Sundays is definitely out. Craig David is chilling. Never on a Sunday, and Dennis Waterman is comforting his partner who is busy visiting. Only gets visitation rights on a Sunday to the kids. That's harsh and unusual because normally it's the other way around. But that's harsh. And they, as you said, they talk a lot, they drink a little. Sometimes they get a little bit high, and I'm not going to judge them about that.
Maybe that's why she's not got custody of her kids.
Yeah, exactly. Drugs might be an issue there, Big Den. But he's a gentleman, and he's not going to have sex with a lady who's high. So Sundays are out. Thank you for that, Alistair. Sundays are definitely out. Did you speak to him when it... OK. Beyonce has a song where the line is... Tonight I'm going to put my body on your body. That's not necessarily about sex.
Could be doing a massage.
It's not necessarily about sex.
No.
Could be massage. Could be maybe she needs a little lift up the stairs, and so she's leaning on him, on Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Because she's hurt her ankle.
I wouldn't take that as consent.
Yeah. Sorry, Matt. I think you've misjudged that, buddy. I think you've misjudged the
I'm glad we cleared that up before it got embarrassing.
Yeah, you've misjudged Beyonce there, and shame on you. She's a good Christian woman. Martin Kellner.
Yes, hello. Yep. Funny we're having that very same conversation, not about Beyonce, but in sort of general terms.
Yes.
Just through there with some of our colleagues from Talk Sport.
Oh, yeah.
And we all know how politically correct all our colleagues from Talk Sport are.
Those guys don't know the rules.
No, they don't.
They don't know which hole to go in.
For God's sake.
That's those guys.
Yeah, well, I've discovered that. But I was just saying...
And I'm sorry, Martin. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Well, there was a story in one of the papers in the Times which suggests that Gérard Depardieu, it's obviously, he's under investigation, and there's a story that he may be a rather bad sex pest. As opposed to a good sex rather.
Yes.
That he might have behaved very,
He's been accused of rape by an actress.
But he has.
But he also has admitted, nay, boasted about being a rapist when he was a child. So he used to run with a gang.
Yes, I remember that years ago. There being a big thing about him coming out and saying, I raped people when I was younger, when I was a kid.
Yeah, but that's just what we did.
There's different times.
Very different.
Very different. But I just look the picture that was next to the story. I look at that and I thought anybody who looks at that picture is just going to say, "Wow, he doesn't look like a rapist much." Because that's Gerard. He also peed in a bottle on a plane.
Yeah, they wouldn't let him go to the loo, so he went
peed in a bottle on a plane.
Dirty boy.
Yeah. So
he's an oaf.
But a fine actor.
I know. I used to think he was rather charming.
Well, everybody did.
Yeah.
When he was in Green Card, and because Hollywood sort of imported him from France, where he'd been in a series of films that weren't that.
Does he live in Russia now?
I think he spends a lot of time there. Yeah,
he does live in Russia. He's got a place there.
He did a very good turn as Cyrano de Bergerac in French.
Just who? Sorry,
Cyrano de Bergerac.
Cyrano.
No.
Yeah. Cyrano de Bergerac.
No.
Come on.
No.
Oh, come on.
No.
Open the phone lines on it.
I'm not letting her have that one. Oh. Sorry, Martin. You're going to have to keep Cyrano.
I've got a degree in French, mate.
Yeah, OK. Well, you haven't got a degree in names. I've got a degree in life. Cyrano. Carry on, Mr.
You say milk.
Milk?
How do you say that? Martin, please, carry on.
Tribunal.
Yeah, well, in the show today, we're talking scallops.
Scallops?
Don't you normally?
Scallops, yeah, indeed. We're talking scallops. We've got somebody on from a thing called The Pudding. Have you ever heard of The Pudding?
I don't know The Pudding, no.
The Pudding. The Pudding is a website / online magazine, and it's all about diversity. And the issue, this is a diversity issue I've never thought of, and, all that stuff. And tonight, what they're going to be talking, this morning, what they're going to be talking about is women's pockets are smaller than men's pockets. And this is a diversity issue. Is it, Kath?
Yes. Yes, it is.
I tell you what.
Can you put your mobile phone in your front pocket? Because I can't.
Can I put my hand in your pocket?
No.
And see how much I can get in there?
No. Although I've got a new pair of jeans with very spacious pockets, and I love it.
It is always the thing, though. If you go out, and even when I've been out with Kath for a meal, can I put my phone and keys in your pocket? And that's always been the vibe, going out with a girl to a club.
Well, otherwise you've got to take a bag.
Yeah. Can I put my phone and keys in your pocket?
This dress has got pockets, and I love it.
You're doing movies. Your film club is...
Oh, yeah, my film club tonight is the Detectives Film Club.
There's one on here I don't want you to read out, because I don't think they've put the effort into it, right? They've done... I'm going to say it, right? Because I don't want it to taint your show.
Oh, bless you.
So they've done Carry On Campion.
Carry On Campion.
So I'm guessing Campion is a detective.
Yeah.
Right. Surely if you're going to do a Carry On film, it's Carry On Columbo, isn't it?
Carry On Columbo will have probably got that as well.
Yeah, I'd said it. If you get that, that's because I said it about 2 hours ago.
Oh, did you?
Reading the thing, yeah. Sorry? No. You did not say it. I did. It's very tense in here tonight. I think there might be evil spirits, Martin, so just be careful.
I will be.
Anything else? You've got 30 seconds. Anything that you want to...
I really
want to sell to the listeners?
Not Dead Yet is Robert Plant.
Oh.
He did loads of interviews when he had his last album out, Catching Fire, I think it was called. And so Robert Plant will be talking on the show. He'll actually be talking on Canadian radio, but we've clipped it. And we're playing lots of Led Zeppelin.
You should edit your questions in. So it sounds like you've got him on. Make it. Who cares?
I might try and do that.
I think you're allowed to do that these days. I've never heard Stairway to Heaven.
You've never heard Stairway to Heaven?
And now he refuses.
I refuse to. And on that bombshell,
there's a
we'll
bombshell.
be back on Monday at 10. Stay tuned. Martin Keownagh is up next. Ta-ta.